L-A-G-G-L-E-S, nigga, L-A-G-G-L-E-S, nigga. Fago. 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 Ass nigga in the YouTube street got their panties in a bunch of wanna go at me. Got all hyped up because a nigga had a thought about dirty water bitches that y'all just travel across the world for women with culture. Low class bitch, just a green coat vulture. Pass around the states like she a damn Stargate. In reality, she a hoe on the tape. Fuck KC. Fuck MOT. Fuck GRE and don't give a fuck about the MBD. Huh? Marco is a bitch. What? Complex is a bitch. Huh? Zero is a bitch. What? All I'm saying about this is H-G-G-L-E-S, nigga. A-G-G-L-E-S, nigga. Fago. 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 The roof is on fire. SYSPM, let the motherfuckers burn. Burn, 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 motherfuckers. Burn, 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 motherfuckers. The roof is on fire. SYSPM, let the motherfuckers burn. Burn, 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 motherfuckers. Burn, burn. Burn, motherfucker.
Tags, don't you do that. I said tags, don't you do that. Do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce. Don't dox them, 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 don't. It must be the tongue cause it's showing your money. It must be the tongue cause it's your money. It must be the tongue cause it's showing your money. It must be the tongue cause it's showing your money. You can talk about my music all day long. I don't give a shit because I'm strong. Nigga need a job, don't have no life. I told that nigga once, can't tell him twice. You a fuck ass nigga, you a broke ass nigga. Wanna be motherfucking gold ass nigga. Trying to send others to do their dirt, but the queen high Nina put your ass in reverse. Nigga, I'm D-Darrell with the conscious clientele. Select that ass high value nigga, can't you tell? You all in the mud, old ass stud. You say the women want you, but you make them cold up. Cash, don't you do that. I said cash, don't you do that. I said cash, don't you do that. I said cash, don't you do that. Do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce. Do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce. Don't dox them, 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 don't. It must be the money cause it's showing the coochie. It must be the money cause it's showing the coochie. I said it must be the money cause it's showing the coochie. It must be the money cause it's showing the coochie. Filtered ass pics as I can see. Build a platform opposite Ali. 2 years ago, the hottest channel around. Your man came in and tore the damn shit down. Tried to build that booty. Keep a nigga around. It didn't hear right cause if he wasn't in town. That ass boxed up, he can't bounce that booty. Bounce that booty. Take that booty. Trap a kind of pound to hide that booty. You don't have booty, try to copy that booty. And the titties too, still don't have no booty. Booty, 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 booty. Don't you do that. I said cash, don't you do that. I said cash, don't you do that. I said cash, don't you do that. Do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce, do the B1 bounce. Don't dox them, 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 don't dox them. Bounce for the third war, bounce for the fourth war, bounce for the fifth war, bounce for the sixth war, bounce for the seventh war, bounce for the eighth war, bounce for the nine, lower nine, bounce for the third war, bounce for the fourth war, bounce for the fifth war, bounce for the sixth war, bounce for the seventh war, bounce for the eighth war, bounce for the nine, lower nine, bounce for the third war, bounce for the fourth war, bounce for the fifth war, bounce for the sixth war, bounce for the seventh war, bounce for the eighth war, bounce for the nine, lower nine, bounce for the third war, bounce for the fourth war, bounce for the fifth war, bounce for the sixth war, bounce for the seventh war, bounce for the eighth war, bounce for the nine, lower nine.
Plane tickets. I got the plane tickets. Plane tickets. I got the 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 plane tickets. A nigga said, "Either you need to get some goddamn bunk beds right now, right now." I said, "Kiss my ass like right now, right now." Right now, right now. Talk about black women all day and all night and all day and all night and all day. Debate on the topics like you're lost and you don't know what else to say. Never hear these niggas go on and on about the girls that they claim that they're with. Can't say the same about the black women that they don't want. You know they full of shit. They say they want to leave. Saying black men take heed. I'm like, nigga, you can go. I'm like, nigga, you can leave. I got the plane tickets. 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 Bitches don't know about running water. Bitch don't know about cold water. Bitch don't know about warm water. Yeah, there's some motherfucking slaughter. Bitch don't know about body spray. Bitch don't know about coochie wipes. Bitch don't know about deodorant. Don't even know Trick life, bitch cooking rat cats and dogs, motherfucking bears and snakes, motherfucking fuzzing these niggas, smiling in their motherfucking face. Bitch can't cook like Bunny, bitch can't cook like E. Yeah, I got them tickets. Yeah, nigga, motherfucking leave. I got the plane tickets. 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 Got another nigga to get it. No nigga, I ain't done yet. Got another nigga to get it. No nigga, I ain't done yet. Got another nigga to get it. No nigga, I ain't done yet. Got another nigga to get it. No nigga, I ain't done yet. Taz, tell him who to go. 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 Fuck, boy, you ain't nothing but a lame ass nigga talking all that shit in the YouTube. Mad that your content ain't worth shit and you're trying to resurrect and you're fucking with me. No, nigga, I don't need to hate. No, nigga, that ain't okay. Fuck up that your numbers went down, not on the rumble fucking with O'Shea. The manosphere built this nigga. Tried to build a network against us. Then Doc Swing got exposed. The go crying like a little hoe. Nigga only trying to get paid. Fucked up and he tried to get laid. Trying to have secret relations. Struggle of many complications. Asking a woman for AK. Then you ask again for 2K. How the hell you the fucking gold and you can't even travel to your own damn way? Can't even get your girl hair done. Can't even get your girl nails done. Can't even get your girl feet done. The cat's life had to save you on that. Who to go? to go. Taz, tell him who 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 to go. Don't care about you haters. Yes, I'm in love. And I don't give a damn if you don't ever care. Why don't you leave me alone? I'm gonna ride for her and I'm gonna win from home. I'm gonna go from channel to channel. I don't give a damn if you think it's a scandal. I love like she girl. They make my brother. All I wish was last skin girl. I'm in love. Last skin girl. Never talk. I wish was last skin girl. I'm in love. All I miss is have a trouble. Yes, I'll buy you a school. Yes, I'm a refrigerator. Don't care about your haters. I don't care how stupid I look. I have a phone and more than got me shut. I'm gonna travel across the Atlantic. Take I can't I maybe I almost lost it to can't change her. But she turned the camel. She want a big ass blanket. Say my face with my skin girl. I really love her. My skin girl. Never talk. I really my skin girl. I really love. All I miss is have a trouble. Yes, I'll buy you a store. That's a refrigerator. Don't care about your haters. She got you looking stupid. Got a nigga looking crazy. I already knew you were shady. Streaming content is lazy. When a bitch jump on a panel, it get too hot to handle. Superman come to the rescue. A nigga knows that it is true. Sipping hard, oh my god, you nigga fraud. Alright. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. Motherfucking fantastic fraud. All I wish was last year. Love you, last year. Never talk. Love you, last year. All I miss is
never talk. Oh, yeah, yeah. Give me something like love, wisdom. Give me something like that, baby. Give me something like an angel. More like Kendrick did. Give me something like faith, baby. Give me something like healing. Give me something like crystal. Let's learn about crystal. Give me something like white bunny. More like concrete rose. Give me something like Sister George. More like Justin B. Give me something like Tasha K. Lately. Oh yeah. Give me something like King God. Give me something like Rashida, baby. More like Rashida, baby. Give me something like Rashida, baby. More like Rashida, baby. Give me something like Rashida, baby. More like Rashida, baby. Oh, like Rashida, baby. Rashida, baby. My dark skin queen. Yeah. Oh. Chocolate too. Say nobody like you. Love is you. So type of flavors that's for me. I have a choice to take a pill. Both smell so good and taste so sweet. From the top of my head down to my feet. I won't caramel. Oh, yeah. I want your chocolate girl. Oh, so sweet. Yeah. I want it onto myself. Oh, yeah. Giving it all to me, baby. Oh, don't up in his leg. Glad I don't have to choose me, I may lose. One is no better than the other. Loving two shades of the same color. Don't matter if it's darker. Care less if it's lighter. Covered all over her body. Getting my attention is I won't caramel. Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. This is D Darrell with the Conscious Clientele. Today, we're going to be doing a review of 2020. We have had a very interesting 2020. The D Darrell show itself, the platform, my presence on YouTube throughout the manosphere and so forth. This has been a very interesting year for me. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, ups again, downs, and then the end of the year, my channel got shut down, and now I'm starting from scratch again. So, I'm going to basically talk today and highlight the positives and negatives that have happened with me as far as being a content creator on YouTube, and how I have circumvented a lot of issues, dealing with the beefs that I've gotten into. What I plan to do is to somewhat illustrate to you how things happen from start to finish. How did D Darrell channel get to where it's at now? How did I lose the goddamn channel that I had? It was a 45. I had over 45. Excuse me. I had over 4,500 subs. I was averaging between 30 to 60 viewers per live stream. I was making money off the channel. I was making decent money that I was donating to my group home. I showed a lot more of my business interests on YouTube. I started doing the music stuff, the beefs all over the place, up and down stuff. Got back into the Umar stuff reluctantly, and that ended up being the demise of the D Darrell channel due to going back into the into the Umar stuff. But it is what it is. Pretty much my channel has been pretty much a channel in which I try to give as much education on mental health as possible, but I do understand that there's an entertainment aspect of it. And so in doing that, I also attempt to use issues and subject matter that pertains to the space as a way of educating people on mental health and mental health concepts. Some like it, some don't like it. My profession is not necessarily received very well in this space. People have attempted to discredit me due to the fact that I am a licensed professional as a therapist in the business that I own. People attempt to discredit me as an expert, but it is what it is. What's up, LB? What's up, Ashatiti? What's up, Mommy? How y'all doing? Everybody coming in. Appreciate you all for coming in. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. So I am doing an open panel. We're going to talk about everything that has happened throughout the manosphere, how it's affected this channel. If anybody wants to talk about anything in regards to me as a content creator this year, you're more than happy to come up and just say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I dislike. That's the link you can get the link if you like to come up. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get started. Okay, I like to get started by saying that my channel early this year started off kind of in a little bit of a frenzy, because I actually got in trouble around the same time last year, because my channel got shut down. A live stream later that somewhere around November, December. I'll start back doing content, and I was a little bit more conservative with it. And what I was basically doing was I started doing more just strictly mental health stuff. I got away from doing the Umar Johnson content. I felt it was time for me to get away from doing Umar Johnson content. I started doing more content just dealing with psychological articles. I started talking about Black businesses.
mental health, and then a little bit here and there, I would talk about some pro-black stuff that would occur. Okay. I made that the point of emphasis for the beginning of the year. And I began to do that up until around February. I decided, okay, time for me to just totally get away from the Umar Johnson content. I'm going to start doing other content. And what I decided to do was focus more on manosphere content. Also, I was in the workings of opening up the Janice House. Now, albeit while this was happening, coronavirus was basically brewing slowly but surely. And so I was watching it just like everybody else was watching it, not knowing what would surface and how it would affect the economy, how it would affect my business, how it would affect just our society and our culture as a whole. So I was waiting patiently and I was continuing to do content slowly but surely. I became monetized around March. I got over 1,000 subscribers. Okay. I was able to achieve over 1,000 subscribers around March. And then as I did that, I understood because I wanted to become monetized that I had to, watch what I say and so forth. I had to be more cognizant of the content, particularly if I wanted to monetize things. And so I began to do that. Now, I still did controversial stuff. Okay. But I got away from the Umar stuff. Okay. What's up, my? She says some other guy does Umar content, but it's very hateful. The whole channel's about Umar. It's a bit scary. You're probably talking about Lenore Honor. You're talking about Lenore Honor. That's probably who you're talking about. But I got away from it. And then I told everybody, look, I made a vow. I vowed to everybody on YouTube back in, I think, August of 2019 that if the school was not open by August 21st, regardless of what situation occurred, and I'm mainly talking about something such as COVID-19 or anything else, if the school is not open, no excuses. At the time, Umar was saying that if he raised 250,000, he can open up one building. If he can get 500 to 1 million, he can open up both. None of those things happen. And yes, I understand coronavirus did occur, but the bottom line is that none of those things occurred. And so I held my end of the bargain. I didn't talk about it anymore. So what ended up happening, guys, I began to make my presence more known in the manosphere. I began to go on BMT's channel a lot more. Me and BMT became more open with each other. We became closer and closer friends, confidants, content creators, collaborations. We did a lot more collaborations. And 19, just a little bit. 2020, we increased. I started going on other people's channel. I did some more interviews with OJ Duke Jackson, the brother who I feel was very responsible for me getting a lot of subscribers, getting over 1,000. O'Shea helped me out a lot. I did several videos, and every interview that I did on the O'Shea Duke Jackson show, I got at least 200 to 300 subscribers minimum each time. He helped me out a lot. I owe the brother a lot. Me and O'Shea are very good friends. We do talk and communicate offline. As of this day, I hadn't spoken to him in a while, but anybody responsible for the success of my show, it was O'Shea that helped me out more than anybody. In that, I continue to do controversial shows, talking about current topics. As you all know, during this time, a lot of police brutality stuff, a lot of things of that sort. I was doing content on that. At the same time, I was doing content at my locations. I was trying out Black restaurants and Black establishments, doing ride-alongs that people enjoyed. And then around, I want to say April, we start hearing rumblings of SYSBM began to surface again. SYSBM was all over the place. My first run-ins with SYSBM participants and practitioners are not, as I may say. SYSBM, they were over there by BMT's channel, and I was eating their ass up in debates. Okay? One by the name of SKC, and they had a couple of others. Another guy by the name of Trey NBD. And then there's another one called Complex Design that claim he works tech, and he's all about fourth generational industrial generation types topics. Then they had a brother by the name of, I didn't know what the fuck his name, Brain Trust. I didn't know who the hell he was. Manosphere 4, 5, 6.0, whatever the hell they decided to do. These some very quirky, nerdy looking dudes. You know, I started interacting with a few of them. And I was not going on a lot of panels. I was mainly going on BMT's channel. I was doing O'Shea. I was doing some rumbles here and there until O'Shea stopped doing the rumbles around May, I think, April or May. But in that time, I began to have more and more friction, lots of friction with SYSBM. Matter of fact, my channel grew off of the friction that I had with brothers who want to divest with dirty feet, foreign women from Latin American countries and Asian American countries for the most part. So I had ongoing issues with them. I did one debate that changed the face of the platform. I decided to see BMT debate. Okay. And when I saw BMT debate, he was on Popular Thought Series. He also always debated. They always debate me. Okay. Appreciate the love, mommy. Went over there, saw him debate. I said, okay, this is cool. I like seeing. I've always known of X debates and stuff, but I didn't go over there all the time. But I would go every now and then. I'd see who was debate. But I decided to go over there. Then what I decided to do was in my discussions, I began to have some disagreements with one Mr. Fantastic. At the time, we were cordial. It was cordial. It wasn't uncivilized at that point. Then there was another simp, international simp. Now he's making videos with feet fetishes and shit by the name of Marco Simple Grande, who had issues with me talking about Colombian and Brazilian women in those countries. And matter of fact, there was other people that hated the fact that I would roast foreign women from other countries just like they would try to roast black women in America. Okay? A lot of these guys had issues with me. So I debated against them, went on a debate, challenged a debate, had a debate, talked about red pill stuff, killed them on the debate. A lot of people got mad at me. Next thing you know, everybody wanted to debate me. I ended up doing 2 debates in 4 days, raised about $400 or $500 for X. Next thing you know, every week somebody wants to debate me, but I couldn't accept all those debates. Then I allowed them to come on my channel. They tried to disrespect me. At the same time, all of my Umar people that supported Umar was mad at me because I was not doing the Umar content that I once was doing. But I got away from them. I told them I'm not going to do any more Umar Johnson content until I see how things unfold in August. Now, at that point, due to coronavirus, I knew that this wasn't going to happen, but I was going to stick to my word. And when August 21st come, I told everybody, listen, I'm going to no longer publicly show my support at this point. At that point, with what I knew, unless some things change, unless something happened. I did that. So in the meantime, I started getting into all these beefs with these brothers, Fantastic. all the SYSBM, all these manifests, no matter what panel I would go on, people was trying to get at me, want to debate me, want to try to roast and all this different stuff I didn't have time for. Then you had people that were trying to bar me from other platforms and tried to tell other content creators don't associate themselves with me, where I took offense of it. Then I started creating my music, doing diss tracks. I did all of these things. And in that point, I got like 3,000 subscribers in less than probably 2 months, 2 to 3 months. I started getting way more subscribers. My live streams were on fleek. Everything was doing good, making money. I was getting super chats, cash apps. I was making good money. All that money was going toward my group home. Okay. All of that money was going to my group home. And at the same time, even though I wasn't publicly supporting Umar, I was supporting and giving the FDFD Academy donations. I gave small donations during that time, a few times, and just waiting to see what was going to happen. So August 21st comes about. I start hearing rumblings of other new people that I never knew about. One of the brothers is on here right now. I started hearing of people named, I heard of a TCTV. I didn't know who the hell he was. Then I heard of our brother Poetic Flocka. What's up, brother? How you doing? Are you there, Poetic Flocka?
Oh, hey man, yeah, man. Not I didn't even get to hear like what the topic, what the topic was about, but I seen.
Oh man, I'm talking about everything. What I'm doing right now is just talking about everything that happened to the platform, my platform in 2020. So I'm kind of talking about some of the stuff I'm building up to the Umar stuff, how things happen once, I started hearing about other people that were involved in doing content, because at the time when I started doing Umar content, I was like the only one doing it. And I was basically going against all these different people and shit. And then I started hearing about you. I started hearing about TC. I started hearing about Tiv. And then I started seeing anti-Afro stuff. And I started seeing all these different people. She started popping up on her on the pictures and people she was talking about. I said, hey, check these guys out. So finally did that, got a hold of TC. I started connecting with my brothers, everybody that supports, supporting Umar or against anti-Afro and her anti-fraud, cult that she has. And then the rest was history. I got back in the game. I started back doing Umar content, started doing it heavy. But the thing that really propelled me, and it's something I'm going to talk about today, Flacco, was there was a brother by the name of, and I know you know him, familiar with him, Nappy Yankee.
Oh, that's cool.
Nappy Yankee took it upon himself on Sundays to start coming on my platform. We got into arguments. He started showing all these little videos of him supposedly going to FDMG Academy. Then I had a lady by the name of Claudia, and I hadn't talked to Claudia in a while. Claudia went and showed different content, different footage of how things look. So we ended up getting into, we started off cordial, then we started off beef, then it turned to a little beef, then he stopped coming over. Cool. But then he told me, so that ended up happening. And then he got into a big argument on my channel, and he was disrespectful to Claudia. Then and then my brother and MAC, we cordial right now, but both of them came up and they were, trying to, they didn't like what they heard from Claudia, so they started having choice words. But it was mainly Nappy Yankee. Okay. And so the rest kind of went from there, got back into it, started back doing my content, started noticing the Monty. When I saw the issues where Monty Woodgrain had with Lennon Honor, that's when I knew something was up. Matter of fact, go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
We've, again, right? I don't think that you give yourself enough credit, right? Because, like, for example, if TC hadn't seen your videos, TC probably wouldn't have came out, and speak out against Afro Svengali and Lennon. If I hadn't seen TC's video, I probably wouldn't have been brave enough to stand up for Yasas and speak out, right? So, but right now, right, but think about how big of an impact that we've made since October, right? That now you have all these people coming out the woodwork and speaking on Lennon fraudulent activities. It's crazy,
Exactly.
man. It's crazy, bro. Like type in Lennon Honor now, and you will see at least two to three new people. You feel me? Like every day, right? Which is and like that started from us, right? We were
Right.
resilient, kept pushing forward, kept telling the truth. Huh?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, right. And like kept telling the truth, right? And now, as we go into 2021, there's a makeshift change happening right now. Right now, it's coming from Umar Johnson is a fraud to Lennon Honor is also a fraud as well, right? I'm telling you, man. By 2022, I honestly think, bro, like there might be more Lennon Honor hate videos than there is, Umar Johnson hate videos, bro. Because right now, people don't like Lennon Honor at all, bro. Bro, imagine there's at least 3 content creators who were pro Lennon Honor who are now anti Lennon Honor, right? Listen, E and J, Lennon Honor buddies. This man started speaking. This man started speaking on Lennon Honor, and then started saying, "Oh, I don't rent. I have a mortgage. Oh, I take care of my family. Blah blah. Oh, right." So I'm like, "Whoa, hold up. Why would you start speaking on Lennon, and then make sure that like you made a distinction between him and you, and turn around and say, shout out, nah, bro, like that was a jab at Lennon, bro. I'm telling you, yo.
Oh, wow.
Do you think, right?
So what he was saying, Lennon ain't paying the mortgage. He ain't paying for his family.
Yo, here. Do you think, right, that this year Lennon Honor support start coming down? Like, because when we started, right, like everybody loved Lennon, right? Listen, nobody had nothing bad to say about Lennon, but now it's probably a whole sector for Lennon videos right now, right? So, do you think that this will continue, and do you see a space where Lennon Honor is just as hated as Umar Johnson in this sector?
I see a situation where I don't see it happening like a bunch of people at one time, but what I do see is a slow, steady growth of people that's going to get tired of dealing with Lennon Honor, and some of those people are going to be his own supporters are going to get tired of his ass. That's what I see happening. It's going to be a slow, steady process where people are going to be like, man, I'm tired of fucking with Lennon Honor. I'm tired of hearing the same shit over and over. You got to understand, man, just like anything, you do too much of one thing, it's going to eventually, people going to get tired of it. Like, even though his subscribers right now, see, he got subscribers now, even though he got some new ones, but he got a lot of old subscribers that have been following him for a long time. And over these last 2 years, they will be tired. They're going to be just pretty much, look, I can't listen to another goddamn Umar video. How many fucking Umar videos can I see? And be honest with you, there are a bunch of people, like a lot of people that used to come on my channel back in 19 that don't go, they were hard for Lennon Honor. You don't even see those people that much. Matter of fact, I could name about, man, it was about 4 or 5 people that I know Like it was one chick named Angel Hair Pasta or something like that. You rarely even see her. And she used to ride hard for Umar Johnson. I mean, she used to ride hard for Lennon Honor. Now you don't even see her no more. You don't even see her. It was another person, man. It was some shit. They had like it was a Hebrew Israelite. She had something something, blah, 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 something. Most of them were females, by the way. You know, a lot of Lennon followers, most of them are probably females. They used to come and troll my platform all the time. Now you don't even see them. Matter of fact, when I go and check out Lennon's content, I don't see them. Matter of fact, I ain't seen Angel Hair Pasta in a Lennon Honor video live in about at least 4 months.
Of course.
At least 4 months. And there were some others, man, because they used to come over to my channel. They'll start disliking the video, trying to troll, saying all kind of stuff, telling me I shouldn't say this about Lennon. How could you? You know, trying to demonize me for talking negative. Matter of fact, man, Monty Woodgrain got a video right now, man, where he gave a shutout. He didn't shut out me, but he basically talked about how, you know, damn, we should have listened back about a year ago. I was the first one to come out and tell everybody something is not right with this dude, and nobody wanted to listen to me. Man, I know this is before you came on there. Man, I got slammed hard when I went against Lennon. Hard. I'm talking people coming over, man. When I started doing Lennon Honor videos, you see, this was after Lennon came and popped up on my this is the only time, and I'm the only one that triggered Lennon to come on a panel and debate. I was the only one that triggered him to do that. And Afro Anti-Spangali got pissed off. She was, man, this lady was so pissed off.
Oh,
she hated it.
Of course.
Man, she did a video the next day and lost her fucking mind behind it. Next thing you know, me and this dude was talking. Matter of fact, me and Lennon was supposed to set up some more debates. We was gonna go. I was gonna go on his platform. He was gonna come on mine. This was some shit he ain't never do with nobody else. But he was gonna do this with me. Next thing you know, Anti-Afro come out. Oh, I can't. He stopped answering the video, my emails, everything. Then the fool, let's see what this fool did that made me mad. Okay, he told me he wasn't gonna come back, right? He waited in the clouds until he heard me say, I'm trying to wrap it up, right? Getting ready to wrap up the live stream. I never forget this on a Thursday. This fool gonna come in there in the he gonna come in the chat like 10 minutes before I close out the show, talking shit to the subscribers. Had everybody hot, man. You know how he came in there. You know, when he came in there saying stuff. Then you had, it's another person. Gerald Palmer was in, all these other different people was coming, trolling me and shit. Come in there like 10 minutes before the show about to end. Everybody like, where Lennon at? The whole night, everybody. I say, look, I told everybody, look, I don't know where he is. He said he was gonna come. I didn't hear nothing about him. You know, but and stuff like that. You know, I was cool about it. I was like, look, man, Anti-Afro did what she did. He part of the group. Fuck it, okay. But nah, this dude came 10 minutes before the show about to end. What's the topic? What are y'all talking about? What about Umar? Are we gonna talk about the fraud? You know, where is his dad? You know, is he going? He was all this dumb shit, and people were like my supporters. They were like pissed. They was mad at him. They were saying stuff. I told him, I say, look, man, I'm about to shut it down, but I'll stay on another 30 minutes if you want to come up, right? Oh no, I just wanted to know what was going on. Yeah.
So okay, man. So I do have a question, right? So when you first heard about Poetic Flacco, be completely honest, man. What was your first reaction? Were you like, damn, yo, like this little Negro is crazy? Like,
man, I was laughing my ass off. That's what I was doing. Because the reason why I was laughing, let me tell you, man. The reason why I was laughing my ass off is because you actually the first one that I seen that came at them the same way that they come at other people. Just like they was trying to find out other shit. Man, I did some stuff. I did some damaging shit too. Like I exposed how Gerald Palmer looked. I was the first one to expose how he looked. And I also exposed how this other person named Black Anonymous, I exposed how she looked. She tried to contact my board to get my license taken away. But then she lied and told everybody. Yeah, she tried to.
No. So for her, right? Like, so we actually, in fact, I'm gonna tell you on the scene. We actually got her to the point where, like we got her, right? So, they've been saying that I've been doxing people, which is false, right? I've never doxed someone who didn't do nothing to me or lied on Yasas, right? So, I'm gonna sit back and again wait for her to speak on me, and then we gonna drop that bomb. Sorry about that. I interrupted you.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, man. And but that's not the first. See, the thing that happened with Yaya is they try to do that same shit with me. Gerald Palmer got me shut down off of a website where I was advertising. They've known for trying to anybody, man, that speak against or try to show some type of support for Umar Johnson. They want to start doing stuff like, oh, I'm gonna call your job, like that dude Nelson Nobles. Nelson Nobles used to be in my chat at one time. Nelson Nobles wanted to kick Gerald ass. Matter of fact, Nelson Nobles contacted Gerald Palmer job. But see, what Nelson Nobles shouldn't have done was that he shouldn't have been aggressive and tried to fight him. If he wanted to try to get him fight, all he had to do was report what Gerald was doing. But the dude wanted to kick his ass. And that's what happened. Then Nobles end up losing his job. I tried to get an interview with him, man. He came, he used to come in my platform like once a week when I would do some stuff, and he'll just come in and chat, and people ask him, hey, how you doing, man? Are you okay? Did you find a new job, or is things better for you? And stuff like that. And the dude got fired, man. But the thing about it, man, Gerald Palmer is no angel, man. This dude threatened me to kick my ass. This is supposed to be a pastor. This dude threatened, saying he want to kick my ass. Matter of fact, he said he would offer to pay my ticket for me to come to Kansas City so he can kick my ass. Then I made a video about it. Then he want to come and apologize. And then he went, like, I said some stuff about him liking boys and shit. Then he went, I'm going to contact this and that. If you're going to have to apologize. I said, okay, man, you did. I actually was trying to say he liked young men. I ended up saying young boys. So I ended up correcting and cleaning that up. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line, I'm going to say this. The brother is gay. He is LGBT. There's no way as a pastor you're going to sit here and debate. Matter of fact, man, he got into a debate with this dude, he goes on Monty stuff and some other people by the name of Israel Bound. Some people know him. Israel Bound used to come on my platform all the time. Sometimes I see him on Monty when Monty do a panel here and there. Man, this dude debated Israel Bound for an hour and a half. Dude was yelling and cursing, saying all kind of crazy stuff to Israel Bound, talking about the Bible is for homosexuality. The Bible says that a man can lay it with a man, and all, just saying all kind of shit that's just not even true and stuff. This dude was saying all kinds of stuff. And then whenever you disagree with him, he want to say, oh, you being this is hate speech. This is this is hate speech. You're homophobic and all this kind of stuff. Then he got mad, man. The dude was mad. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be a pastor, and you teaching these false teachings that is not in the Bible. This is some shit that you believe because this is what you like to do. There's no way, as a man like himself, who is a social worker, unlicensed social worker. You work at a clinic for HIV males, and there's nothing but black men that go to that clinic. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's apparent, dude. Something. If you want to be down low, that's your business. But don't try to pretend you're not what you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want all this stuff about, and you got this. Then they showed the little church he go to that is pro LGBT and stuff. Every time this dude talk, man, we could be talking about. This was something I actually had to block him from the platform at one time because he'll come in and troll. We'll be talking about other topics, not even Umar, not nothing else. This dude will come up and bring up an LGBT topic when it is not even relevant to the topic that we're discussing. And my people used to get, like, viewers would get pissed, man. They would time them out. Some of the ones that had wrenches, they would time them out. They'll tell them, "Look, man, get out of here. I don't want you here," stuff like that, because he'll do that.
Yo, listen, man. Yo, Rev G is a hypocrite, man. But Rev G is someone who
very much.
Like he's just the worst type of human being, man. So like he went ahead and lied on me. I think it was this week he lied on me, man. So what he said was, I doxed an active military member, which, okay, Rev G, so show me where I posted up in her address, her phone number, her like whatever, right? Listen, she was the one who who would come in like everybody comment section and speak on like trying to kill us and like fuck us and fuck that, and we're like homosexual, but for just a filthy vile mouth, right? And she said that Umar Johnson is the reason why her brother is dead. So I always gave her extra leeway, right? Like, she's definitely dealing with some form of trauma. So, I said, cool. So what happened was, she took at least a week of just attacking my moderator. So I said, cool. So I'm in this public group where she's very active in, comments, blah, blah, and she linked her YouTube name to her real name. And then on her profile is her real name and her real picture. So all I did was screenshot the profile and posted it in Discord and said, look, here's a YouTube troll. And they went ahead and made a 3-hour live saying, oh my God, I doxed, Flacco is doxing. I said, yo, these people are they're either just stupid or they're just straight up liars, or they just don't know no better. You feel me? But Gerald Palmer, man, like he's definitely somebody like he's the worst form of human being, man. Listen, this dude claimed to be
he doxed me. So how the hell he gonna talk about doxing when he doxed me? But go ahead.
Yeah, right. Also, too, right? Like he claims to be a reverend and a pastor, and he's on Facebook saying that this pastor should be arrested and put in jail simply because his church is open up during COVID. That's one. And then two, he said that he's gonna sue me, C-Rock, and Tiff, so therefore he needed $5,000. Once he raised the $5,000, he then went ahead right and shut down the fundraising, right? So he raised $5,000. So he came on TC platform and trying to speak on C-Rock. So I came in and said, wait, so when are our lawsuits coming? This Negro said, oh, I don't plan on suing y'all. All the 5K was for cease and desist letters. I said, bro, like those are free. Like you can like legit like.
Don't take $5,000 to do no damn cease and a cease letter.
He's scamming people.
Yeah, goddamn lie.
He's scamming folks for their money, bro. Man, Bro, shit crazy, bro. He's scamming folks for the money, right? Listen, dude told people boldly, we need to raise this money so I can hire an attorney and sue these people. So then, so now once he raised the money, now it's I'm not trying to sue y'all. I'm trying to stop talking about it, bro. This shit is crazy.
Wow.
So much, bro. Trust me, man. Like,
That's a
look,
damn shame.
look. We gonna listen, man. So right now, everybody now is coming at London. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let everybody say their piece on Lennon Honor. And then we're gonna revisit the Gerald Palmer's fundraising, man, right? Because Gerald Palmer again, that right there was just super unethical, right? Like you shouldn't be claiming to raise money, taking $5,000 during the pandemic from fucking black people, and then not deliver, right? So trust me, man. Like we will do like a 5-part series, man, on Gerald Palmer scamming, man. Plus, also too, we have been in touch with Gerald Palmer's church, and Gerald Palmer is not a reverend. Gerald Palmer is not a pastor. Gerald Palmer is not no minister. So again, I don't know where Gerald Palmer earned earn that title of reverend, but he's not a pastor or anybody for Crossroads. And that's
So you're saying he's just a person calling himself that, but he's not really a reverend?
No.
Wow. He's not ordained.
No, listen. Everybody here can contact Crossroads in Kansas City, Missouri. They are aware of who Gerald Palmer is, but however, Gerald Palmer is not ordained as a reverend. He's not a pastor. He's not a minister. He has no titles like that will classify him as a man of God, right? He's just simply somebody who is a online operating as an agent of fucking chaos, right? But listen, if y'all don't believe me, contact Crossroads in Kansas City, Missouri, and ask whether or not Gerald Palmer is ordained as a reverend, as a minister, as a pastor, or any title that will classify him as a man of God. Right? And he's a fraud.
Now, who is Crossroads? Is this the body? Is this a religious body, an organization, or something?
Church is his church.
Oh, that's his church?
Yes. So Crossroads is a church that Gerald Palmer goes to. You feel me? Yeah, listen, man. Bro, I've been following Gerald Palmer so long that I even joined one of his church's Zoom sessions. You feel me? Where all there was I just sat back and watched. Feel me, right? Bro, Palmer don't know like what we got in store for Palmer. Bro, Palmer think is sweet, right? Palmer, listen, I'm somebody who I'm reckless, bro. Like I'm somebody who if it's fuck you, I'm coming for the kill, right? So where I never mentioned you for months, and you gonna come on your platform and tell a lie about me? Oh man, Palmer, man, bro, Palmer, your ass is grass, my G. Your ass is grass, bro.
Wow.
Oh, yo,
wow,
bro, fast. Yo, listen, TC still got the audio up right now where he's saying that he's not suing. He just needed you could call it for us to stop like speaking on him, and he's gonna move forward with only a cease and desist letter. I said, wow. So you just
Which
pretty
don't
much
take $5,000.
right. Oh,
Scam.
also too. Also too. Right after Joe Palmer raised that money again, untaxed money, right? Because he didn't do it through GoFundMe. No. He did it through PayPal and through Cash App. Untaxed money, right? So he now got a brand new car that like he's driving in right now. which I'm like, hey man,
What?
I
He
can't
put a
hey
down
man,
payment on that.
man. Listen, man, I ain't counting nobody pockets on. But it seems highly suspicious that this Negro raised $5,000 for a lawsuit that he claims is not needed. All he needs it for is for a cease and desist letters, and then turn around and now he's driving a brand new car. This Negro is crazy, man.
Wow.
Y'all gotta understand, man.
This dude
These
used that
niggas
money to get a car.
Hey, man.
Wow.
Hey, man. I ain't watching no. Listen, man. I ain't watching nobody pockets, man. But
That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame, man. That's a damn shame.
So
basically, he took $5,000 and got him a car instead of doing what he claimed he was going to do.
Yep. Plus two, he blocked me once I started saying, "Yo, bruh, where's the lawsuit at, and why do you have brand new car, bro?" I used to spam that shit in like every video he made, and like he blocked me. You know why, bro? Because Joe Palmer knows, bro. No lawsuit will ever surface. No legal litigation will ever surface, right? He just simply did this as a come up, bro. Like he says, we need $10,000 to sue. So me and my wife will put up $5,000, and we want for y'all to donate $5,000. He then raised the $5,000 and shut down the operation. Acknowledged that and he raised the $5,000, and then went ahead and no motherfucking lawsuit came out, right? So why do you think now nobody is holding Joe Palmer accountable?
Wow. I guess the rules only apply to Umar, but they don't apply to them.
man, bro. Thanks, yo. But wait, one second. Let me just see. Suppose someone's skin is not the same as pocket watch. So you are, hey, fact, yo, listen, man. I'm glad I'm good, man. But man, listen, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I definitely owe it to you and TC me, man, for showing love to my channel. When I had about like 100 subs, you feel me? I feel like that's when I met you. Feel me? Like when I had about like 100 subs or so, But yo, like, channel is growing, man. Like to this live, I think I had about like 77 people. You feel me, right? So, things are definitely taking off, man.
Your channel doing good, man.
Man, like yo, I'm actually trying to like,
and you got that late night. You got that late night spot. You got that late night spot that a lot of people not on that you come in with at that time.
Yo, you know how like I knew like my channel was legit. So it was me, Lennon, Max V, and Ian J, all live streaming at the same time, and I still have 50 like, so it was around like 58 to like 63, right? And throughout the whole night. So I said, cool. So now I've carved out my own little niche now where cool, you feel me? Like I can actually compete now, right? So bro, like, and like my thing is I tell people, yo, listen, appreciate Flacco. while I'm in the space, right? Because yo, once I hit like 5K, 10K subs, I'm done with this Umar Johnson shit. You feel me? Like I'm on I'm moving on, right? You feel me? Like, cause once I hit less than like a 5K,
Right.
what else can like right? What else can I right? Like, cause yo, like this Umar Johnson space got like 4 people that's over like 5K subs, and then it's like it's a bunch of like 100 subs, 50 subs, 200 subs, right? Which yo, listen, man, I thought it did too, bro. But like just like Umar Johnson shit, there's no way to build a substantial following, bro. You feel me, right? Like, imagine Leonard Honor is the biggest, right? And he got about
Right.
I think it was like 67 subs, right? Do you see Leonard
Yeah.
Honor ever reaching 100,000 subs?
No, I don't think he's gonna get to 100,000.
Right? So here, so here's another couple. So here's DD and Page. They got 44,000 subs. Their live streams peak at like 80, 90 people. Speaking on this Umar Johnson shit. Do you think those people will
Right.
ever build a substantial channel speaking on Umar Johnson? Listen, nobody is gonna build a channel of substance speaking on Umar Johnson. Nobody is gonna reach the heights of like Young Pharaoh, Jake Paul, right? Like you are about to reach multi-million subs speaking on Umar Johnson. That's just not happening. So listen, man, my goal is like I'm actually seeing people are like gravitating towards my channel. So right now I just entered myself into the Kevin Smith sector. I'm not sure if you are aware of that sector yet or no.
Kevin Smith or Kevin Samuel?
No, like the Monty Woodgrain, Kevin Smith, Tommy Sotomayor sector.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Well, okay. The keep that chat. Yo, listen, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, I'm gonna lie, man. Like, I'm I'm trying to like this sector is getting boring for me, right? So what else could possibly happen? Like, what else is there to talk about when it comes to Umar Johnson?
It's really not a lot. I mean, all you basically can do is look at what they're saying, whether or not it's true or not, and you respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing you really can do at this point. It's really not a lot you can say.
So how is that begging ass light skinned Negro? How did he have the fortitude and the will and the patience to recycle the same 20 videos every year when Umar Johnson don't give him no more? Bro, Leonard Honor has a skill, my brother. This man can recycle the same video and do a 6-hour live stream on a 20-minute video. I've never seen nothing like this before, right? So I feel like this lane right here, this lane right here is for Leonard Honor because he actually has the patience to do that. I don't have the patience. You feel me? Like, I need new content. I need new shit. Like I can't do that shit anymore. You feel me, man? Like for example, right? Like you, I feel like you can definitely make your lane in the Kevin Samuel s life coach s type lane. Feel me, right? Like I feel like this Umar Johnson's sector is definitely holding you down. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm
going to do some more stuff. I'm definitely going to be doing more relationship stuff
Yeah.
This year,
Yeah,
I'm going to be focusing a lot on stuff like that.
Hey, man, so listen, man. I do gotta go, man. But yo, listen, man. I appreciate you, man. I love you, man. Listen, man. You were very instrumental, man. You feel me? Keep grinding, man. Peace out, man.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah.
All right, peace. All right, guys. So yeah, man. I mean, appreciate Flacco for coming in, kind of talking about things where the sect is going. You can only talk about Umar stuff. I do agree with that. I have a lot of other content that I will be coming out with in 2021. I just, like I said, I had a devastating blow due to my channel getting shut down, and it kind of messed up me how I would function. And saying so it's kind of I'm rebranding at this moment. I'm actually going to change the name of This Is Not D Durrell. D Durrell Rebirth is going to remain the same. It's going to be used for streaming because for some reason they won't allow me to for some reason they won't allow me.
Oh, what's going on, bro?
They won't allow me to upload videos. They don't allow me to do other things I need to do on D Durrell the Rebirth. Okay. Oh, Expose the Manosphere coming up. Wow, it's a treat. What's going on?
Going to be here.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm not going to be here long. I don't jump on panels nonchalantly
Sure.
because YouTube is still a public platform at the end of the day. But I just had a question. Yeah, I was wondering,
Yes,
what
sir.
do you think? Yeah, what do you think about the future of the manosphere? Because since I followed the group in 2018, it's a conversation that has been regurgitated every several months, and it seems like nothing really changes.
That's a great question. What I'm going to say, as you look at the texture, the outer texture of the manosphere, it appears that it's being regurgitated, but there are a lot of internal conflicts that are going on outside of the videos, the uploads of videos and live stream, more than what you would ever know. There's a lot. There's a lot of toxicity going on amongst people who are doing things offline, such as the doxing, the phone calls, the texting. There's a lot of smaller sects that are actually formulating with one another to beef against other people. The platform in itself is in a bit of a disarray, because what's happening is that certain people, just as you've been watching over the last 2 years or going on 3 years, there's a group of people who are tired of hearing the same rhetoric over and over. Then there's a group of people who don't like that women are in the sector. Then there's a group of men who are capitalizing financially by the fact that there are women in the sector. And then you have what we have now are these newer, younger guys who've come about who want to do totally different content. And so I don't know if you heard this before in some of the panels. Have you ever heard this thing where some of these guys talk about a great separation?
Somewhat.
Okay. That has been talked about a lot in the last year, mainly not online, but for some of the people I know in the manosphere, there are several people talking about how they're going to be people that are going to separate and not associate with people that they once associated with. And so what I see is that I'm predicting in 2021, the manosphere is probably going to be very segmented in a sense. It won't be more of a unit as far as people agreeing. You're going to see different segments or smaller, kind of sects of different people that have similar ideologies that are going to basically just deal with each other, and they're not going to deal with, let's say, the total group of the manosphere, though, as far as the group in its totality, they're going to just deal with people that are more in line with the faulty rhetoric that they like to spew every day. So that's what I'm predicting is going to happen. Also, I don't know if you're aware, but I've seen some research. I've seen some stunning research in the last 6 months where there were some universities that have done research on incels, and they've also mentioned the Black manosphere, or they mentioned them. I know 5 research reports. I've seen 5 research reports that have clinically evaluating both white men and Black men who are manosphere, but this is the first time where I've actually seen people mention the current Black manosphere. You're going to see an influx of more studies on guys who are committing crimes or who have been negatively affected or have been clinically diagnosed with some type of mental disorder. And in their assessment, their overall psychological assessment, there's going to be data that is going to show that they were watching YouTube videos in the manosphere sector. That you're going to see more and more of that. I haven't commented a whole lot on it. The reason why I don't comment a whole lot on it because I'm just going to get pushback. They've already supposedly discredit me that I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm formally educated. So I just don't go about. I mean, you can't have intellectual discourse with people that are not intellectual, and I had to learn that the hard way. So
it's funny that
if I give you information.
There.
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, no, it's funny you said that because a few weeks ago, I got an email from an educator who asked me whether I was going to write a peer review article about the Black manosphere because they particularly study how Black women and Black men practice their notions of masculinity and femininity online. I told him I wasn't because I just got a lot on my plate, but there's some interest because I did talk to another master's student at Brown University who was interested in the Black manosphere.
Yes, and you're going to see more of that. You're going to see more interest. I'm not going to say it's going to be a substantial growth of people wanting to study, but there's going to be a slow, steady increase, I predict, where you will see an influx of more studies and comments on what I call the incel sector. So that's really what a lot of these guys, they have incel related behaviors. And the foundation of the issues with a lot of these guys is the fact that they have internal issues within their own masculinity in which they're not getting, they fail to get certain responses from females due to their own internal issues with their masculinity. And that's why you see a lot of them repetitively talk about the same issues where they have some level of trauma or some level of displeasure in how females treat them. We're not understanding that the reason why they have been treated or have those certain outcomes is because of the behaviors that they elicit towards the female, and they fail to understand that. They merely think it's just a reflection of the female herself, not necessarily my behavior that triggers a certain response. And so that's the foundation of these issues, because a lot of these guys think that because of the basis of being a male, I am automatically supposed to receive a certain level of treatment from women. And without looking at the social, verbal, interactive, and non-verbal cues that in an interaction can trigger certain responses or lack thereof. And they fail to understand that. So I'm at this point, I can no longer engage where I'm trying to educate and you got people yelling and cursing and want to roast and do things, a lot of immature behavior. I don't have time for that, so I can't do that anymore. I engaged in that a lot early this year and some of last year, but 2021 I can no longer entertain that.
Well, it's understandable. It's interesting that you mentioned the incels because when I first came across the manosphere, it was through the incel community because of the Toronto van attack, which propelled it to mainstream attention. And so I got acquainted with that space first before I came across the quote unquote white manosphere, then the black manosphere. And I did see a lot of similarities between incel communities and the manosphere as a whole. For one, I mean, the biggest connection is like the social isolation a lot of incels feel, and they kind of bond with one another through message boards, even though they don't even know one another in their actual lives. And you see that even in the black manosphere, where guys like Man of Tomorrow admittedly is closer to people in the space than he is with members of his own family. And I've seen other people who say they use the space as a form of therapy. And I mean, there are definitely some toxic incel similarities
which
too.
Is asinine.
Yeah,
which is asinine for you to use a social media platform where you don't know what's real and not real and who's posing, but you're using that as I actually that is I don't even know the word to use. That is crazy to use that as a form of therapy. That is okay. I mean,
that's what I think. Two people say that.
Yeah, and I've heard that too. And the point of it is that when I have professionals, mental health professionals, psychiatrists, psychologists, and so on, master's level as myself, that are licensed clinicians who deal with issues of guys who have issues with socialization and dating and keeping relationships. Notice, and if you haven't observed this, all of these guys are single, alone, divorced, or on child support. There's very few people that have functional relationships who claim to this ideology. And what they do is, for those who are able to maintain or have that, you're seen as what they quote unquote label as a simp. Because for them and within themselves, any sense from a psychological standpoint of showing some level of compatibility to a female, being respectable, civil, being a gentleman, the things that normal guys actually do to obtain women and maintain relationships, that is seen in a negative sense. And to be honest with you, those are all maladaptive behaviors, because what they're not saying is that they're the reason that they don't have that very companionship that they actually really are seeking. It's because of their own internal issues that have resulted in their loneliness. It's not the person that you're engaging with. And all of these guys, they're on child support. They've been divorced, like this guy, the general, been divorced 5 times. You've been sexually or physically abused. Okay. All of these things are to me things that are very, that have a high correlation to mental illness. Okay.
Now,
and they don't like when I say these things.
Oh yeah, I was thinking in terms, because when you were saying, I think like in terms of SYSBM, one thing I noticed, a lot of the guys share the experience of concentrated poverty and living in hyper segregated cities. So they kind of associate poverty and blackness as one and the same, which is why they suffer from like a grass is greener complex, which is something I personally can't identify with because I grew up in a diverse community that was largely working class and poor, but I saw like pretty much a rainbow coalition of people who shared poverty. So I can't make those two associations. So I kind of wonder, is that a factor as well?
Well, my analysis of SYSBM is that within the confines of that group, what you find is an internal issue of a group of black men who are displeased with the black community and the I guess the pseudo research that they claim to have done to have shown evidence to support that the black community is no longer a valuable community to be engaged in. Therefore, they attempt to rationalize reasons for dating outside of the community because they don't find value in themselves. Therefore, they don't find value in those that look like them. Because notice, I have never heard a person with SYSBM talk ill of anybody outside. They haven't talked ill of anybody outside of the black community, but they constantly beat consistently all of the issues of the black community. They talk ill of black people, but they will never talk ill of anybody outside of the black community. I've never heard, and you've seen how I've had ongoing issues with, and I've had ongoing debates and so forth. I've never heard a person from SYSBM talk ill of anybody outside of the black community, whether they're white, Asian, Indian, or whatever foreign country that they claim that they're going to add value to. They don't talk ill of them, but they will talk ill of the community. And to me, be honest with you, they're basically black white supremacists. That's basically what they are. Yeah. Because you cannot be a person who claims that you have found satisfaction with another group of people, but you make it part of your daily routine to actually talk about the community that you left. And you continuously use outdated, unsubstantiated research from blackdemographic.com and Pew Research. I'm like, come on. I'm like, you want to have a debate with me over Pew Research and Black Demographic? They haven't updated research in 5 years, but you want to debate me on research? I'm like, and then you want to get upset with me because I'm trying to educate you on the fact of you shouldn't be looking at research no more than 2 years old, at least. Yeah, and then you want to debate me, huh?
You know, it's kind of weird because I grew up around Puerto Ricans, and Puerto Ricans, African Americans historically have shared urban spaces, but as a consequence, has also shared similar stereotypes. But like sometimes I'll see them talk about groups that are similar in terms of their economic plight to African Americans, but they'll still speak of them highly, even though some of the same stereotypes exist.
Yes. But for them, I don't know how to put this, but it's almost as if they have an internal belief that there is something genetically deficient about black women that caused them to behave in a manner in which they behave. Mm-hmm. And that other groups of women internally don't possess that. And that's the thing that bothers me about them, is that they have this belief and you can give them all the data and research to support against that, and they refuse to listen to facts. You were like, I literally had to tell some of these guys, some of them that you've done content on, how come every time it seems like to me, every time that we have a discussion on the decline of marriages, I'm trying to look at every variable that contributed to that. You want to go back to research in the 1970s that led up to 2020. I'm like, that you can't do this, man. I'm like, I can't have these discussions with you when you're looking at research that showed a decline in black marriages, and which you feel that it's 99% the black female's fault. but you're not looking at the contributing factors. You're not. I mean, I'm just being honest with. I'm like, man,
I just made a video
I feel
about
like
that.
I did
Really.
myself. Yeah, I'm like, you cannot. I'm like, guys, I'm starting to wonder if some of these guys actually went to college. Like that, they claim that some of them are, because I'm like, you can't possibly be formally educated and miss fundamental ways of assessing data. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I got to sit here and listen to you say this stuff, and then you all think because you have an echo chamber of several other people that are co-signing faulty information, it must be true. No, it's not. It's false.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to quit with this Google research. I'm like, man, guys, I've never heard of people. And I remember you said something they're very lazy with. They are lazy with research. I'm like, I'm like, man, I've never in my life, like I'm training master's level therapists right now to become licensed. And we look at research and so forth. We're looking at organizational research within the confines of psychology and counseling. I get my research from professional organizations. I don't Google research to get to learn about certain things and certain trends and so forth. And so I don't use Google. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with searching out that information as a basis of getting started, but you need to be at a college. You need to be at a college university to actually seek out the totality of the information and not a summarized version of what you see on Google that doesn't paint the complete picture. But you'll highlight a statistic like we've seen a 35% decline in black women wanting to date black men that make over $50,000 a year. But it doesn't tell the whole story of what, number one, what was the sample? What was the style in which the sample was done? The methodology, the limitations. You don't talk about any of this. You're looking at raw data and raw numbers, and you're drawing conclusions as if it's factual. I'm just perplexed about that. I can't do it in 2021. I'm not. I can't. I've tried all this year to deal with that, but I can't do it anymore. I'm like, look, it's you can believe what you want to believe, but what
just
you're
leave it
saying
to
and what
me.
you're thinking is not indicative. You say just.
Yeah, I got a list of like video projects.
Man, I'm actually I've created a website and I have another channel that I'm getting ready to create that's strictly going to be academic and professional. I'm just going to give you the information. It won't be panels. It won't be any. It's not going to even be as interactive. It's going to be mainly uploads and premieres of me giving valuable information about counseling related issues, statistics, trends, and so forth that affect American society, period. Whether it's black, white, Asian, whatever. If I see any type of information that has statistical significance, statistical data, I'll post it, I'll assess it, I'll, give a synthesis of it and so forth. But as far as me interacting with people that just don't know what they're talking about, I can't do it anymore. You got people telling me that they can be a better therapist than me, and you have people telling me your degrees don't mean anything, and you're leading with your wallet, and why are you always doing creating videos at your office? Where are the clients and all this stuff? I can't participate in buffoonery anymore. I just can't. I can't do it. It wore me down. So, but I do agree that, like I said, those are the trends that I see the manosphere in 2021. you're going to see segmented parts of the manosphere. People are going to separate, and they're going to deal. If they only deal with like maybe 8 or 10 different content creators that have a certain ideology that they all agree in, that's where they'll be at. I think I've seen. You've been to Reg the Bad Guys channel? I think I've seen you there before.
Yeah, I only do that because if you want to get the best content, I swear, SYSBM, Ramil, Mir, and Reg, you'll get the funniest stuff there.
Yeah. So Reg the Bad. There's only a few content creators where you can go, or everybody's going to go. Reg is one place where a lot of manosphere people will go, regardless of if they agree or disagree. They'll go to Reg. Ramil, there's a few people, like even myself, I have some issues with Ramil for some stuff he said, some comment sections I hadn't really talked about it a lot. But there's a couple of people where they're kind of neutral. BMT is also another person where you could probably find people from across the sect that they'll go to BMT's channel, Black Male Talk, and a couple others, but I don't know if you've seen Femininity Breakdown with Concrete Rose and Sister George. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Mm-hmm. They're another group that would attract guys from other parts. However, they're heavily weighted on guys in what's called Manosphere 3.0. So you'll see a lot of those guys there, but you'll see other people from other sects that will go there and so on. So that's what I see. I see it becoming weaker. The space, I know you began seeing things back in, I think you said 18 or 19?
June 2018.
Okay, 2018. Back in, I would say 15 and 16, you saw still a lot of the red pill ideology and so forth. It was heavily saturated, but it wasn't as extreme as it is now. It's nowhere near extreme as you will see it at this point. Something happened around, I say, towards the middle end of 18 and 19.
Oh, I know.
When you start seeing a lot of extremity, that's where things got really, really overly extreme. Back in 15 and 16, some of the content was a lot more comedic. It wasn't taking it serious, for the most part. But to where it has evolved into now was nowhere near that. This stuff now, you got some of these newer guys coming in. That was actually a guy, and oh, you know what? I would like you to check out. This would be actually good content for you. That was a guy that was 21 years old that was watching the Manosphere since he was 13 years old.
Oh, wait, I talked to him. He left a comment on my channel, and we actually had a Skype discussion. Yeah, his story is similar to from young men who followed the content when they were like either teenagers or in their early 20s.
Yes, and it, to me, this brother's psychosocial development has been greatly hampered by watching this content. But it also, as a therapist, I'm looking at the fact that there's some other contributing factors that have probably led to him doing that. And I would definitely question the functionality of him with his parents and other family members, or his father, mother, whatever. There's some other internal things going on that have led him to seek out that type of content and to be fixated on that type of content for 8 years up until now.
Yeah, he explained it to me, but I'll keep it private.
Yeah, definitely. I understand, but there's definitely some things that were going on internally for him. And to me, he's still a guy, young guy, 20 years old, don't have a girlfriend, not very sociable, doesn't have a lot of confidence, seems somewhat socially inadequate, and so on. And he's relying on YouTube as a means of interaction with people. And that falls in line with a lot of people that are in here. These are the issues that you have. You cannot blame another human being for your lack thereof from a social standpoint. If you want to get over, you have to learn better social skills, practice better social skills. You can seek help. Therapy can help you in doing that. That's also, and because we're talking about the manosphere, you also see stuff where like people like Jessica X. I know you're familiar with her. You're going to see some other people doing similar stuff like that. By the way, I just want to add that you're going to see some other Jessica X type characters that are going to strictly be doing stuff for financial gain, and are going to be some of a novelty to the sector and so forth. And you're going to see a lot of that too. I'm expecting to see at least 2 or 3 new characters popping up with some type of gimmick to make money. That's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But now it'll be interesting. I'm still gonna do what I'm doing for. I don't know. It's just a side hobby for me, so I have no idea how long I'll be doing this though.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I see happening for me. For the most part, I don't go around like I did. My channel had a substantial amount of growth before it got shut down. And I had to reformulate everything. But I did a lot of panels. I participated in a lot of panels. I actually overly exposed myself. I had to kind of stop because I was getting into a lot of beefs and stuff. And I started seeing my name in a lot of titles, and people started doing stuff because they didn't like me and so forth. So I kind of decreased my activity. But I only participate in areas where I really know and trust the content creators. And also I want to understand that the main 3 people that created this space, they want minimal interaction with the space at this point. They don't even recognize the space for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
They have even, a matter of fact, when the Manosphere was labeled a black male supremacist group.
Oh yeah,
O'Shea Jackson actually told them. Yes, he told them, you need to slow down your rhetoric. You need to, kind of water it down. And they actually clapped back at him. There were several people who went at him for that. For telling them that, so and to the point where he stopped doing some of the stuff that, even though most of his stuff was more comedic, he stopped fooling around with a lot of people because of that. He's not getting to this stuff where people are, saying stuff about hurting females and I kick her in the ass and stuff like that. And, like Ramil did. Ramil was on a panel where he was telling black men they should beat black women up if they hit them.
Oh, yeah. I got a lot of content on him.
Yeah, kick her ass, beat her ass up. I'm tired of seeing black men getting their asses whipped. And this is from a man who actually openly stated how he felt at 8 years old that he, from a mental standpoint at 8 years old, was having sex with an older woman. He didn't say molested. He said, I was having sex since I was 8 years old with an older lady. So that's damaging. And he has not healed from that. And that's why he has engaged in pimping, some of this other stuff that he says, a lot of the hatred that he has towards black women. And also the Coco Cuties pornographic debacle that he engaged himself into. I mean, this is very consistent with other people who get involved in those type of behaviors, such as porn, stripping, sex industry. They have similar backgrounds. And to me, the most embarrassing thing that I had, also, since we want to go to what's going to happen 2021, you're going to see more people that are non-black that are going to enter into the manosphere. You're going to see some issues with that. We've already seen a little bit of that this year. You're going to see more white, Hispanic, or people of other cultures and so forth are going to be entering in, and they're going to be saying different stuff. You had a white guy that came into Mr. Fantastic's platform, and I've done content on this, where this guy has no training, no education in this, but basically read one research study and told them black women don't like black men because black men are not intelligent. And these ignorant black men sat there and acknowledged this man's statements just on the fact that he's white.
Oh, I remember that. Well, a lot of people have huge inferiority complex in the space.
Yes, exactly. But you wanted to criticize me for explaining to you the instruments and the tools and the assessments that are used for intelligence testing and how an intelligence test is implemented and so forth, and giving you the historical background of intelligence testing. And you wanted to dismiss that from a person who actually has administered at least over 100 intelligence tests in the last 15 years. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. But you let this man get up there and give you actually what it was really, and I don't even like, I've had beef with Fantastic, but that was embarrassing. That was really embarrassing. To me, that was the lowest point. Oh, Kai left. Okay. Come back, Kai. If you
I'm going to drop off soon, so
I hope she
can
didn't
get on.
Okay. But that was, to me, that was the lowest for me. That was the point where I actually felt like that was like the lowest of anything that happened. So so yeah, that's what I see happening. I don't know if I'm going to still be in the sect at that point, depending on how my other platform goes. If it actually has friction, I will actually participate in doing that. I just think that, the process of that is just a lot more fruitful and productive than me engaging with Negroes about stuff they don't understand, but because they feel that they can talk louder and so forth, that means that they're telling the truth. So I don't have time to be engaging in that. So that's pretty much my analysis of what's going to happen in 2021.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, like I said, I got like 20 video project ideas that I'm working on. Well, that I will be working on. So I'll still be doing what I'm doing. Yeah. The next one, I'm just doing one on David Carroll because I've been wanting to talk about him for a while.
Oh, that's another one. That's another guy.
Oh, did I ever tell you? I found a blog post he published in 2010 complaining about black women.
From David Carroll?
Yep, and published in 2010. Pretty much the same stuff he says now.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But see, David Carroll is another one that has an inferiority complex, and he loves to talk ill of black people as a whole. I couldn't. I began listening to David Carroll back in 2016, and then he kept calling black people monkeys and dumb, stupid this and that. I couldn't, stomach it. So I had to stop listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was, excuse me. He talked as if he had all the answers to everything, but okay. But that's what happened with that. So, but yeah, you're going to have plenty of more. Trust me, they're going to be before this month is over with. You're going to see another scandal, somebody being exposed. All of the usual stuff that usually happens every other month. So that you'll never run out of it. You'll never run out of content Trust
Oh
me.
no, it's never ending content. I mean, I come up with ideas almost every day, like how people use a space as a dating app and whatnot.
Yes. See, I actually did a video on that. I talked about the Manosphere being a glorified dating site. And that's actually what it is. But see, the dating site, the use of it in that manner is basically associated with the fact that a lot of these guys are afraid to be in social situations to talk to women and engage in conversation with women. And that's why they see this as an easier way of meeting women. Hey Kai, how you doing?
Well, I'm gonna drop off now, so appreciate it.
Okay, brother. Appreciate you for coming up.
Yep, no problem.
I hope he's not leaving because
Hey,
it's
Kai.
nothing.
All right. No, he was going to leave anyway because he just wanted to know my perspective on 2021 for the Manosphere.
Okay, I can hear you. I think. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. He just wanted to know he just wanted to know my perspective of the Manosphere for 2021. That's it.
Oh, all right. Happy New Year to you, Brother D. Darrell.
Yeah, good to see you on the platform. I haven't seen you in a while. You know my the D Darrell channel was shut down, so I've been relegated to creating D Darrell the Rebirth, and I have This Is Not D Darrell, so I'm basically building from scratch again. So
Yeah, that was disappointing. I did a little video on that too, on you, with that whole deal. Yeah,
oh, you have a channel?
yes, sir.
Oh, but check the channel out. Oh, you did a video on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just myself, but here and there I do, work on, some content and everything. Not like you guys. You guys are bigger and got
Okay.
panels and all that stuff. But yeah, I had to because I knew that there was, a lot of BS behind what happened. And it sucks because you're not like just a content creator. You're not just somebody having fun dancing, cooning, or all this, excuse me, but all this other stuff, You're someone with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I think it's kind of nuts. I think it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it is, and they were saying that I was participating in hate speech, uh, and stuff like that.
Say that again. I think
They
cut out. I don't know if it's me or no. I think somebody said.
they said that I was participating in hate speech and that I was saying stuff that put people's life at risk or something. That was the reason, and they didn't even tell me the videos, but they just felt overall that and I'm looking at your video now. I see Lynn and Honor on here, but yeah, I think he's the one that actually if it wasn't him, it was actually some other people associated with him.
Yeah, but
that flagged the channel.
The timeline, he pretty much had a lot to do with it. I believe he's the only one that would have been able to pursue an action against you. You've never given hate speech. I've read the YouTube, their disclaimers. I've looked into what they did to you, and I don't see it in there. Now, you said specifically they said hate speech. They would have to tell me exactly where you see the hate speech. You put too much time and effort in your channel for it to be cut down like that. You know what I'm saying? And only you know how much effort you put in. It shows to us, but only D Darrell knows how much time he's really put in to stuff. You got a house where you're helping homeless men. You are you're a doctor. I know you may not have a doctorate, but you've put so much experience of years in that does equal a doctor's expertise, regardless. I don't see how I still wanted to know about it, but I'm glad you're appealing it. Hopefully you're still in that process because I don't see where YouTube has a key.
Yeah, I attempted to appeal it and they denied the appeal. I actually did it twice. The first appeal that I responded in response to initially, I talked about the fact that I never said any derogatory statement toward the I think they were assuming that I said stuff against the LGBT community. I said I never said anything. I may have had made jokes, but I never said any like derogatory things that would be considered. Would I say it? Would I deem it as being offensive or somewhat over the top? But to say it was hate speech was actually a little bit overboard. And also, I also responded to the fact that the previous time, you never suspended my channel. Usually, before they terminate a channel, they may suspend it, or like say, hey, they'll suspend you for a week or two or something. They'll flag you and tell you, hey, you're going to be suspended for a week or 2 weeks. You didn't do any of that. Basically, what you did was you basically just suspended the channel without giving me any other lesser disciplinary action prior to that. You just told me it's terminated. We've seen this over time that you have done all of these different things. And I'm like, I don't even talk about stuff like that. I mean, the basis of that was based on evidence that these two men actually said that they were interacting with this man. One guy said that he sent him a nudity picture of himself. The other guy said that they were together and had sex. So how am I engaging in hate speech when these guys admitted and said that they had this type of interaction with him?
Right. What's strange is, and
that wasn't me.
Go ahead. Right. You had guests. So I the fact is your company a guest of yours came on and presented evidence saying, hey, such and such got this going on. You can laugh and joke all you want to. You're not threatening any harm, which is in the stipulations of the policy of YouTube. They mostly protect youth and they protect harm. There was no verbal harm. He came on your show, but not only that, you never gave a hate speech about it. And I don't know why, but the LGBTQ community is becoming more and more protected under these laws. And some of them are not fair because they want to be, LGBTQ want to be treated equally, correct? Then we have to balance out the laws more too. Because what happened between you guys, if it was all heterosexual, it wouldn't have really been that big of a deal. And that's not fair, because if we're trying to be equal with everyone, including your sexuality, why is it a harder charge and crime when it has to do with someone that's gay or bisexual?
Let me
with hate though.
Miss Kai, let me ask you a question, please. And this isn't a gotcha question. This actually helps the conversation. What do you believe the word monolithic means?
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I don't know. Monolithic.
Yeah, you know when people say black people, when people say black people are not monolithic. What do you believe monolithic means? Okay.
I don't know. My brain goes into it. It must don't have nothing to do with
anybody. Anybody know what a monolithic means? This is part of y'all discussion. I just want to.
Monolith, to be a monolith simply means minor differences that you may have, you move together. You move together as one to benefit one another. You can't be a true monolith, meaning that everybody, you can't think the same, eat the same, but the fact that you have certain values or certain things that if we're together, we're going to benefit. So we're going to move together and put these things, prioritize those things above the minor subcultural differences that we have. And so that's how we're going to move.
You're absolutely right. Black people think that monolith means think. It doesn't mean that. It means exactly what D. Durrell says. You, for the greater good, you're gonna when something comes on the table between the four of us, we're gonna look at our own individual life and decide percentage-wise, does this horrible thing in the middle of us get us percentage of what we need individually, and we're going to move together regardless. That's on code. San Mateo is where YouTube is. San Mateo is out here where I am. San Mateo, YouTube is predominantly ladies, and some of them could be questionably in the LGBT situation. With that said, and I have no proof of it, but let me just help you with this, Kai.
Okay.
It's not about fair with them. Version 3 of the YouTube terms. I don't know if they changed it. Kai, you said you read it, but version 3 has said anything somebody says on your chat room or somebody says on your YouTube, you are responsible for as if you said it. I know that, Kai, because like I said to D Darrell, I had 42,000 subscribers and I got terminated the same type of way. No notice, no nothing.
Oh, wow.
So this is a history, and this is long before D Darrell even came around here. So my point is saying this is a history of doing this. They pick winners and losers. They will let a Tommy Sotomayor roll. They'll let a Crystalline Carrison roll. They'll let a Cynthia G roll for a while. Because what's happening is they're making they ad dollars off the videos you, Kai, you, Darrell, me produce. Just because they terminate you on this market here, this American market, don't mean D Darrell videos ain't rolling over in South Asia YouTube right now.
Mm.
They're still collecting dollars off what D Darrell has done. D Darrell is not turned. He just don't know what channel that is, and he don't have access to it, even if he was to find it. I know that because I used to have brotherhood lessons before I had Alpha Male Wisdom terminated. Brotherhood Lessons had 22,000. When they terminated that one, I found that site still running somewhere on a South Korea sub site, which had nothing to do with YouTube. So
Wow.
this is normal, and I that's why I asked you about monolithic, because monolithic means system or organization on code. That's what monolithic means. And when blacks say that black people are not monolithic, they basically saying what the plantation master has taught them, because everybody else is monolithic. YouTube is monolithic. They'll tell you every day. They told Willie D, when Willie D hired the lawyer and went down to San Mateo to sue them, they said, tell you what, this is a private company. That's the first time we heard that. We can dictate what goes on here. It's not public. But Willie D, since you done got these lawyers down here, we will turn your site back on and flip your videos back on. Wait a minute. Notice what I just said. Turn your site back on and flip your videos back on. If you terminated it, how are all the videos still available?
Exactly.
Go ahead, you guys.
They never was gone because they never terminated.
Thank you.
It was never terminated. Yeah, because
somebody said, what did I get canceled for? I had a thumbnail of me sitting in my convertible car with a cigar. That's why my 42,000 subscribers got channeled. And then I raised it back up again to 20,000. And then Angel Ramirez saw a thumbnail with him, Tommy Sotomayor, Cynthia G, and he flagged me down because he felt offended. And I reached out to him and said, dude, why don't you just email me? He said, well, you violated YouTube restrictions having my face, my likeness. I said, dude, are you serious? You the first person in my entire life who's ever flagged my channel for a thumbnail. You could have, I said, you know what? I said, it's okay though, dude. It's okay. I even went on his platform.
Hold on, Mr. Research. Hold up. Wait. Hold up.
Whoa.
Angel Ramirez had the audacity to think that his likeness, first of all, in order for you to say that, I'm a bit confused. The basis of him saying that is
in YouTube. That is in YouTube term. That is in the YouTube terms, version 3. So it was in there.
But he doesn't own his likeness on YouTube. YouTube owns his likeness.
It doesn't matter. YouTube gave agency for people who felt as if using their likeness harassed them in some type of way.
With
Even
all this
if I-
he's
tons
not
of
even on
harassment
YouTube
going
anymore.
on, it's crazy.
No. He left you. He went against Crystalline Carrison, and he started being fair to brothers, and the females who were his followers at 100,000 people flagged him,
They left him.
and he
Wow.
went to start.
He hadn't been
Wait, there's more. And he went to go start his own channel and his own Patreon, and for 8 months during COVID, only like 22 or 23 people went over there. And now he's back. Now he's back on YouTube trying to start a channel.
But before we continue, you gotta understand, D. Durrell and Mr. Research. This is a hustle, and the funny thing when he got terminated and where reason why was, you can't leave one major platform, take your vids down, and then try to go on a Patreon where you know who really follows you. You should be building it up while you're on YouTube. To build up now at this point, no one's going to support it. $13 a month. Nobody paying for that. To hear the same stuff that they could watch for free or read a book on. But the guy is a light-skinned man who has, issues on himself. But I get it. I understand.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this in regards to Angel Ramirez, who's Angel been on YouTube since what? 13 research.
I want to say at least 2012, 2013.
Who, Angel?
Again, that's what I would think. Because even though when I wasn't on YouTube that much, I remember seeing Angel Ramirez in 2014. And this was I was just browsing. I didn't even watch it, but I would see he's been on YouTube for a long time. And he had a mainly female audience that donated heavily to him. And I think Angel Ramirez
in all fairness, it wasn't his audience. It was half of that was Crystalline Carrison, because him and Crystalline Carrison had a symbiotic relationship. So, to be fair,
but he fell out with Sansaray over something that women got mad at him for. Do you remember that, Mr. Research?
No, I don't recall that. It probably did happen, but I just don't recall it.
He got into it with her. They were supposed to have did some content, and I never forget. This was back in I want to say 15 or 16. They had a real nasty little situation where they were supposed to have done some content and collaborated, and something went wrong. And then the women went against him on that. They talked to him. That was actually the thing that you're talking about. I wasn't aware of, but the first time I seen women turn on him was actually it was a situation with Sansaray where they were supposed to do content and it never happened. And Sansaray playing victim, and they believed her and didn't believe him, and it all but he survived that. So I didn't know if there's other thing with that happened. But I mean, he had well over 100,000. I know he built it up because he's been on YouTube for a long time. So his Patreon, but he's not the only one that tried to do Patreon only and failed. There are some other people that attempted to do that and it didn't work out.
Like who? Like Tommy?
Huh?
Yeah, Tommy tried.
Yeah, because
Tommy tried. Cynthia G tried it.
She's good. She's good on Patreon. She got good enough following on Patreon. She's good.
No, she's not. No. Cynthia G had a way her back at her height. She had like probably
almost
1,500 Patreon.
Yeah, but so she must have got
she's
that
nowhere
back
near
now.
what
she got that back now, man.
Huh?
She got that back.
Nah, she didn't get that.
Are you sure about that? Are you talking?
She's nowhere near. She's nowhere near the height she used to be like 3 years ago. She's not. She.
Well,
I don't even think she's
talking?
75% of that. What?
Are you sure about that, or are you just talking about that, Deidre? Have you checked it and verified
No, I'm
that?
sure about that because I remember how popular her popularity was nowhere near what it was 3 years
And
ago.
how long ago was that, Deidre? Because now she's on a different direction. So she has Patreon still. So it started to grow back up. It didn't just, it probably declined because of the situation, but she shifted her marketing and how she market herself on YouTube. So she eventually probably slowly got that back. Okay, in the direction she's going now. So if you talking about something that was a year ago, maybe.
What do you think about it, Mr. Research as far as her popularity in Patreons?
Well, you know what? I'm interested to think what Kai thinks about all this new information, but I'll answer your question. I think some of our ladies are very beautiful, and I think what has happened is that now some of our ladies are really grabbing into this whole I want to hate specifically black men narrative as a porn like addiction. And I think that Cynthia G is participating in that to a degree because two of her sisters have white babies.
Oh yeah.
So
yep.
So it's kind of intellectually inconsistent on Cynthia G to put out videos about a narrative unless it's all about making money. So that's what I think it is. I think that she sold her soul to just whatever I got to do every week to get this $200 sent to me.
But you got to understand, Mr. Reed, it's been always about the money. You got to understand the purpose of a lot of people come to YouTube is not for information. Anytime you see a commercial AdSense, they're making money. That's in the story. We don't have to go around on the tulips or beat around the bush with this. That's the whole premise of it. You up here talking about informant and educating. It's bullshit. You know, people that's educating that's not making a cent. And they should make a cent because the information is validated, but they don't get no money out of this. You know why? Because everybody knows there's no price or there's no actual money in the cure. Just the symptoms. Just for the pills. That's it.
Okay. So Kai, tell me, what do you think in you reading the rules of, I guess, the community guidelines? Are there certain things that you particularly think that they are somewhat not adhering to, or is just pretty much they're kind of doing what they want to? Or are there certain things that are pointed out that you don't agree with, or in regards to the new guidelines that they just released a few weeks ago or over a month ago?
Yes, it looks like I don't know if I should say revised, but they've made a lot of changes. Of course, last year, but the last time I looked into it was in November, because your channel got shut down, I think on the 21st of April, maybe, or something. And then the following week is when I just started digging deeper, because of course I want to educate myself. Just even if your channel's small, whatever, I need to know what the guidelines are. So I've been reading into it off and on over the past maybe year or so. But they made changes, but they're very vague. It's almost like if you just trip and fall in, you just fell. And we don't have to really explain everything to you. You're just gonna assume that guilt and let us shut you down. And I think y'all got to stand. I'm not saying y'all not standing up for yourselves, but there's got to be ways that what yous are doing and all the work you've put in has to be acknowledged, and it's not to be tampered with. I know that I do have to mention with Dr. Boyce Watkins, he has like how people say Black Enough. He has a website, Black Enough, BLAGGENENOF. Ice Cube has developed a site too, because people are seeing more and more that we are still being suppressed in some ways. I don't think that it's just by chance that certain not only growing in popularity, but your positive brothers out here with information, with a message that we need to hear. So all that throat cutting from the
Mhm.
powers above us is not acceptable. Now, if they're going to push us out or push you out, you
Which
have
they're
give me
going to. Which they're going
writing.
to.
What?
Which they're
Excuse
going
me?
to. They're going to. Once it's complete
But you
commercialized.
got to do it now. But you got to do it now. Like if you're getting y'all channel shut down after all this hard work y'all putting in here, and y'all men of color, it's just too many extra layers to the fact that it's not easy just getting yourself put out there. Now, last year, YouTube sent me something saying, "Oh, we're going to be promoting Black content creators. We're aware of the,
Which is
the
bullshit.
racial investments and things." Right. So I just emailed them like last week, and I asked them where it's at because I mentioned that they shut down D. Darrell's channel, and he's an asset. This is not a joke, but he's a human. He's entitled to joking when he wants to joke. You know what I'm saying? We're surrounded by death. It don't get no worse than that. Mental health all over this planet in America has went up over 100%. Those numbers make no sense. People are losing their minds. We need more mental health therapists, not less. This man has a purpose. And Mr. Researcher, sound like you do too. Chaos Rain, I'm a little familiar with you.
Yes.
I'm just like vaguely, but you men have a voice, and I feel like I'm not going to sit there and just allow it to be suppressed. If there's something I can do, little me, get with some other people and figure out what we can do, because it's all about documentation, and you guys have videos and audio. Just like any other courtroom, you have to bring evidence if you're going to charge me and take something from me. Be specific. You can't just do that and be like, oh well, hey, that's just you. No, YouTube people is putting a lot into the channel while they sit back and get money, like Mr. Research mentioned. They make money. I did an ad recently too. Y'all making money. Come
Mhm.
on. This is nuts. It's not okay. It's not, and they're changing it, but we need more
I remember
prevention.
Mr. Research. I remember Mr. Research talking about how the female CEO can decide anytime to take more money from their assets. I thought that was hilarious.
Susan
She decide to
is
take more money, she's gonna take.
Susan is a pimp. Susan Wojcicki is a pimp. Back in the days when I first started, and mind you, I've never turned my AdSense on. I've never have. But back when I was first doing it, O'Shea told me I was crazy because they was doing a 60-40 split. But that was before Susan came. When Susan came, it instantly dropped down to 50-50. When it dropped down to 50-50, the next version was 1/3. Content creators was getting 1/3. And that was back at the time that there was this big push about the people didn't want to put their ads on YouTube because some of the things that were being said. Now everybody's making about 1/5 or maybe a quarter or 1/5 of what they should be making. And then YouTube's taking the rest. YouTube's concern is trying to grow YouTube Red. They're trying to be Hulu. The minute they feel like they're gonna be Hulu, they'll cut all this content creator stuff out.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. But
they need y'all. They need it. They need it.
Well, they don't need us because they got a contract with the NBA. The only thing that stopped it was COVID.
Oh.
They don't need it. So I tell people many times, just make sure you save your shit in a drive and find another market, like everything else. That's how it works.
But there's nothing like YouTube. So for them to even leave it, they would be leaving too much of a huge enterprise. There's so much more growth that we could have.
That's not the concern. It's all about money.
But the money would be still with YouTube. Like I said, no other that I'm aware of, unless you guys could tell me different. There's no other website like YouTube. No other website. So why would you lose it? It's too much of an asset. Even if you are like Kiss My Ass, there's too much money on that ass. You know what I'm saying?
Answer your question, the history of websites going all the way back to Yahoo Groups or even AOL. For some reason, I totally get what you're saying, Kai. It just don't make no sense. But we've had several website giants just walk away from money and change their whole thing based on whatever the hell reason. And it's the reason why people never invested in Black Planet, and they went out and supported MySpace and made MySpace a giant, which ultimately killed Black Planet.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's proof of what you're saying, Kai. And how about Yahoo Groups? Yahoo Groups, everybody was rocking on that until they got a little bit of competition from Facebook. Facebook wasn't even a major factor like that because Facebook got its beta framework from Black Planet.
Yeah.
Black Planet messed up the brother. He was building Black Planet at his job, and he made it a beta open source, Kai. And one of the things that Zuckerberg did was he pulled that frame from that open source and combined it with the school thing that he had, and then they're created Facebook. So people walk away all the time. Matter of fact, last point, Facebook had no reason to start just terminating people's stuff and doing all this type of stuff, right? But they wanted your information so bad that what they started doing. I had my event company was on Facebook for 12 years, Kai. 12 years. And all of a sudden, after 12 years, they come and asking me, hey, Clean Classy doesn't look like your name. We need your ID. Why I got to give my ID for something that's been up for 12 years? What are y'all talking about?
Data, stealing data. Wow. That's why they got caught up with the government when they're scanning with the election.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's all about advertising. How to get the best advertising and send the best message to people that is consuming through the internet. Collecting your data. They know what you spend, what you do, especially if you're using Google as your search engine.
Yes.
They know everything you buy, what you do. Even if you have the map, they know where you're going. So it's an extra, it's like Eagle Eye in the early parts of the 21st century, in other words.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I mean, to me, I look at it like this, man.
Yeah, it gets good.
Nobody's going to stay on top forever. I mean, at some point, what's hot now ain't going to be hot 10 years from now. It's going to be obsolete to something else. I mean, you're seeing, because to me, I look at it like this. I'm looking at TikTok, OnlyFans, and groups like that. That'll be the big thing in about 5 years. You know, you got all these other. I don't think Facebook is not going to be on top forever. YouTube is not. It's always going to be the next hot thing that's going to come. That's going to change the, that's going to change the social media platform itself. So it's just a continuum of who's going to be able to adjust and survive. And I mean, if YouTube, I'm gonna say this, man. If YouTube tries to become Hulu, they're going to enter into an arena. I don't think they're going to succeed because I don't foresee them being better. I mean, if you look at the way they operate, if the way YouTube Red operates, I mean, who would let's look at it from this standpoint as we speak now. Who would buy Hulu over YouTube right now?
Shit, you crazy? They'll still buy Hulu.
I mean, there are a lot of people who would buy Hulu over YouTube, or they would buy Netflix over YouTube. I mean, they're entering into a more competitive situation in which the platform itself is not in that realm of movies and stuff like. It's just not better than them. It's not better than Hulu. It's not better than Netflix. It's not better than Amazon Prime. I mean, they got a ways to go if they're trying to get like that.
You got to remember, Hulu and Netflix are only 8 years old, if that.
Huh?
So Hulu and Netflix are only 8 years old, if that.
Right.
Or actually 9 now.
Okay, so let's just round off 8. So 4 years and 4 years. Okay. So in 4 years, if they're able to take some of their disposable YouTube money and do more of what they did with Nick Cannon, when Nick Cannon made that YouTube Red video when he went to Jamaica, a lot of us didn't watch it, but he made some pretty good money from that. So for them, that movie is a success on YouTube Red. If you look at Hulu, because I've been a Hulu subscriber since about 2006, Hulu was free for a long time until once again they started making their own movies. And when they started making their own movies, their movies became private to them, where you couldn't even, access it unless you was part of their little thing. So the way they compete, their motto is, I'm gonna get with Kai and we gonna make some movies just for Kai and her fans. And if nothing else, I get 200,000 viewers. Regardless of whether, you know what I'm saying, Kai fans is gonna come over to me and log in just because it's starring her and I put her on to this private movie. Nobody has to see it in movie theaters. Nobody had to do. All I need is Kai fans. And that's what they did.
Well, I'm gonna say that we'll just see. I mean, that's a risk that they're gonna take. I mean, remember AOL was the top dog at one time, and then it simmered.
YouTube, Yahoo was, and then it went down. Shoot, the company I used to work for, Earthlink, was on point at one point in time, and it went down.
Oh yeah, remember Earthlink had that remember they did the free 30-day 30-day CD to get internet.
Yep. I just want black people. I think that's why I be talking to these black people now on these panels. Don't tell our people to just go work for the white man. Tell our people to go take the white man's ideas and take it back to your team at Kaya's house or at Kai's house, manufacture that, and then sell it with lease options to the white man. But don't be proud because me and Chaos Reign go work for D. Durrell and fix his thinking robot problem for $300,000. And don't be proud of that. Don't be telling black men to go do that. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. We got to be forward thinkers and looking at how you can capitalize in the industry and not just work in the industry.
At least be the master of the. At least be the master of the industry. Don't.
I think that, man, if we go ahead, brother.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say if we as black people were able to learn, particularly from an intellectual property standpoint, if we were able to manage just keeping the rights of what we produce, that alone would propel us from a financial standpoint. And the thing about it is we've been so talented at creating things, but we don't own it and we don't control it. And we were able to just control
facts.
Monolithic.
Yeah, that would change things. Even if it means, I understand if the company that I have is only making $5 million a year, but the white man want to buy it for $50 million. Just like this dumbass move that Oprah just made by selling the stake that she sold and owned. I don't, I'm like, I don't get that.
She must owe somebody.
Yeah, she owes somebody. It's no way because it don't make sense. Something happened that forced her to do that. She's on an island by herself.
You remember when everybody got upset about her doing that whole Michael Jackson thing and whatever, and then what happened with Gail? Who's the first person she ran to? White women.
Yep.
She ran to a white woman network crying about what Gail going through.
And she was
Yeah.
crying too. She was really crying. Really had tears. I couldn't believe it. I
Oh
didn't finish
no.
either. I mean,
Yeah, you believe it, Kai.
yeah, I do. I believe it. I didn't want to watch it. I started to lose faith in her. Like I thought she really had her peoples in mind, you know, as she climbed the ladder, the way it appeared. And
Oprah never had a.
but
Oprah, I'm gonna tell you when I was done with Oprah. I saw on the OWN network when I looked at Oprah's company. Oprah had 0 black people working at her company. 0. No, and not even black.
Wait.
women.
Wasn't no black women? Wait, hold on. It had to be some black women.
I'm not surprised.
None. That's when I was done. That's when I knew Oprah wasn't worth shit. This was probably maybe 5-6 years ago. I saw this, and she had
hold on. I'm sorry. I got to do another intellectual joke. I apologize. You must be kidding, because if the black woman, and I'm sorry, Kyle, I just got to do this. If the black woman was in charge, she could stop colorism by promoting and celebrating black women of color.
Hello.
So obviously, she being a black woman, she is promoting and pushing black women in her own $1 billion organization. You must be wrong, D. Durrell.
No, she's not. A lot of these Negroes they don't even hire their own. Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Man,
wow.
I blame the black man. The
Oprah
black man made her do it.
No, she not. I don't really see her supporting the black man. That was part of it. From years back, I saw who her audience was. It was mostly, yes, white women. The book clubs, the everything else club. Are there other nationality book clubs? Yes, of course. But we're talking about Oprah. She's always had the catering and the close connections with them. Her close friend Gail, yeah, she's African American or whatever, but everyone else, you know, it's almost like what the white men, what certain white people do that believe in their own supremacy. They may sprinkle a little bit of blacks around, make it look a little bit okay. We don't really want them here, but I got to make it look a little like they here and there, and it's like it's the same thing. But the way they did, you know,
Yes.
R. Kelly and Kobe Bryant, when I saw that and then saw how Oprah was hurt, how are you hurt? That hurt me a little something. And it's not that I'm sitting here backing what R. Kelly did, because I've seen what he did, but it's the way you go about it. The way society already treats our brothers is ridiculous. So don't stab them at every chance you get. If one deserves it, there's still another way to go about it. You're still discrediting our people even more, because you're bringing people on that other people think represent all of us, and they don't. It's imagery. This is why they keep putting us down all the time. The narrative sucks and the imagery sucks, and it's got to change.
Yep. And my thing is this: the guy, this extremist that bombed the buildings in Nashville. Look how quiet things are about him.
They got to.
Look how quiet things are. All that stuff that he did, it's quiet. For the thing that he did, that should be dominating. That should be dominating the news circulation right now. You don't hear anything. It's suppressed at this point.
But you know,
that was a black man that would be all over.
They got to keep pushing it. The white man is God. He is superior. He is perfect. That's when black people have this inferior complex. Wait for they get it through media. That's why, and I'm gonna say this personally, and our black people not like this. We have squandered the usefulness of this YouTube by pushing our own personal agendas, pushing, I guess, what they call gender battles and all that type of nigga nonsense. Once they do push black people off this platform, completely, and they will, then we have nothing but ourselves to blame for. And trust me, they will, because a lot of us don't got 1 million subscribers. The ones that's gonna probably stay on here are the ones that hit the 1 million subs. Anything less than that, you're gonna be gone.
I want all you guys to go look at Bernard Riley's channel. The just watch this. The 4 biggest producing people, and I ain't got no smoke for them. This is just an intellectual curiosity. We're sitting and talking about view count and 2021.
Oh, you mean today?
Making a coin.
You mean today's live stream? What they did? Oh yeah.
And I stopped watching Bernard.
Boy.
Man, Bernard, that to me, you got to sit and listen to that. It's the same repetitive shit every day, man.
I tell you, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
What does he represent?
Go ahead, Kai.
Oh, I heard that name before. What does he represent, or what does he kind of stand for? I kind of like just get to the point, then I know I won't even bother with the person.
I don't really know what his thing is.
Bernard?
Yeah, the guy that you.
Bernard just talks about black women all the time and owing child support.
Black women, what, in a negative way?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Owing child support. He was married, and he has this, I guess he, paying child support for his son, and you got everybody else that come on there complaining about that, and black women to blame for everything, and that's it. That's pretty much it.
Wait.
Oh yeah, by the way, whenever a black man gets killed by the police, it's his fault. Don't get that too.
Wow.
That's the Bernard Riley show.
Well, I what?
And that's facts.
Keep the aspirins on.
That's facts.
I don't know what the end goal is. Is it to get a house? Is it to keep paying rent? I don't. Stephen Fetchit would have loved YouTube. I don't know why y'all be coming around here. Why y'all be coming around here, you black fool community? You know we ain't gonna go nowhere. I love this dude. Yeah, I gotta tune in. Subscribe.
Yeah. It's a nice little catchphrase.
How about setting up a program for young people to know about stock? Oh, that's a good one. We on Lock Nation.
Stocks and bonds.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's why I'm so on Dr. Boyce Watkins.
Well,
he has stuff set up, and we can set up our.
I own some Google stock.
Now the bonds are
just a little bit.
Stocks can be slow too. It depends, but a bond, that's something that people got to keep in mind. You're putting the money up. Forget about it for at least 5 to 10 years, and you keep it going.
So, what age is he talking about when he says young people? So, put an age number in there, because there's a small problem with the question, because of it's just like with any product. If you spend too much time teaching the end user the value of the product, you are now counterproductive money on the program itself. It's like when we were young kids, 16, there was a brother trying to teach us about hotel management, and we wouldn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I see the value in it now, years later, but you couldn't teach us that because we didn't know the value. And him, as a person running the program, he didn't know how to talk to us and say keywords like you get to travel the world while making money, because everybody needs a English speaking person. So when you say stocks and bonds, kind of what Kai said, a lot of it's slow drip money unless you're day trading. And to try to convince someone under 24 about stocks,
And think about it. People want money now. They don't want nothing to hope their money accumulates in 20 years. They want some tangible now. So that's a good plan if you're in a very stable job or you're working a certain income. But if you want some actual, income, you're going to have to, do that day trade or Forex at most.
Yes.
And that's a little bit more riskier.
That's a lot of risk.
If you're not educated.
Yeah, I know people in that Forex and trading.
And
Yeah,
But
day
also,
trading is risky.
but don't give up on bonds. And I'm glad Chaos Reign said that, and like Mr. Research said, it's slow money. But what we do is we don't want a bond. We tend to not get that bond. You tend to not do the stock. We tend to just say, well, I'm just going to go for the money now. You can still do that, but get your bond. In 10 years, it's going to probably 3 to 4 times whatever amount you put in there. And yeah, it's worth it. Because anything that gets flipped any sooner than that is not going to quite be legal. You know what I mean? Unless you maneuver in a different area of investments. But you need to have a bond. And like he said, at a young age, that's when it's the best. In your 20s or so, get that. Don't touch it. I mean, you probably say, well, 20 years to wait. Yeah, if you want, you can get it out sooner too. But the banks will show you that money keeps growing because they're making money off of your money. It's supposed to grow. But don't only go for the money that comes right now. And when you're used to doing that, you're probably a big spender of the now too. Too many people spend their money before they even get it. So you're always going to kind of be in some kind of debt. So it goes on what you're spending, what you got coming in, and keep taking a little piece, putting it into investments, and it will work for you.
Again,
It's guaranteed through a bond. It's not guaranteed through the stock.
again, you are correct. It's just trying to get young people to understand the value and how many months is it going to take them of you teaching for them to understand the long-term vision on it. Jews indoctrinate their kids at 6th grade on money. And for us, we're in a constant state of flip. So it's like you don't necessarily want to flip. You want to keep it and rent it out or that type of thing. I will say this though, Kai. My mom had war bonds, and what wiped her out was the Dick Cheney War. So her intention was to get it out when she retired, but it never matured because of the Iraq War that Dick Cheney falsified. It just it stayed at the same money as when she put it in.
Really?
Damn.
So you got to look at when you do bonds, you got to look at your international news a lot. What happened with Gaddafi? Even if she had even if it had not been the Dick Cheney thing, what Hillary did with Gaddafi, Egypt, and Syria, all within 2 years, would have wiped her out too. Because Gaddafi was going to start a central bank just for Africa. That's why Hillary Clinton forced Obama to sign off on taking Gaddafi out. There was really no reason to take Gaddafi out. If your reason, Kai, let's go down this logic train, is to take Gaddafi out because of how he's treating his people, well, Libya is locking up dark-skinned people and selling them for $300 right now. Shouldn't Hillary be up in arms about that? Because it wasn't happening under Gaddafi.
She don't give a fuck about that because as long as it's dealing with black men, it's all good.
I know, it's like, who do care, man? Like, who cares? These are so, it's the devils out here. It's greedy. That's all right. The tables is turning. And I'm my teeth showing right now because it's coming.
Well, to your point, I think it's coming. I was on a lady who has she's a Haitian lady. She has a panel, and they was talking about Africa the other day. And I also petitioned for O'Shea to go on his show and do something. But I was talking to a bunch of Africans. They was talking about solutions and bridging the gap. And I said something that the whole panel couldn't understand. And when I said it, I know I sound arrogant, but I try to work on that. I'm just convinced. I know what I know. you know. So the African people was talking this and talking that, and she's Haitian. And I said, but none of that is going to stop the Arabs. You guys got to understand the Arabs control North Africa and the other side of Mali. The only thing stopping the Arabs from taking over so far is Ghana and Nigeria.
That is also some part. It's been Nigeria, a Muslim nation. That's my check.
Well, I'm gonna say the same thing to you. I said to the brother when I brought it up: is Islam a African created religion or Arab created religion?
It's a hybrid. Created.
No. What nationality was Muhammad and his uncle?
The original Muhammad?
Yep, and his uncle.
They said that the Muhammad was white.
No, Muhammad is Arab and his uncle is Arab. Muhammad was in a store. Muhammad was in Mecca. And this is why everybody goes to Mecca. And this is why another reason people hate me, because I be knowing they history better than them sometimes. Muhammad was in Mecca, and you had a god for everything. You had a god of wearing a tie. You had a god for walking into the store. You had a god for walking out of the store. Everybody had a charm for everything. And Muhammad got the idea while he was sitting up there, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, as a person just hanging out. He was looked at. The reason they don't like showing him, because allegedly he was not, he has some deformity, allegedly. Okay. That's the primary reason. But he got the idea that it should be one God while sitting in the market watching all these different gods. His uncle was a revered warrior in the region. The only reason they didn't beat him up and take him because his uncle kept protecting him throughout the whole thing. Bilal, the dark-skinned black guy, he's the one that brought soul to the religion. He was the singer, but he remained a slave unto death.
Yep.
Lastly, Muhammad wanted to marry his brother's 13-year-old daughter. Was it Isabel? So the reason I bring all that up,
want to marry a little girl.
None of those things happen in Africa. Well, go ahead. And I'm sorry. And when I told the African brother that, he stood there stuck, because I said that proves that none of this is an African religion.
Of course.
It didn't happen in Africa.
Well,
it wasn't.
They do marry little girls. Sorry, in certain places of Africa, particularly Ghana, is the worst when it comes to females. They do marry them in young. They have sex with kids.
Yeah, because they've been corrupted.
Yeah, but the thing is,
you gotta understand that's a corruption. But back then, before the invaders start coming into Africa, that don't really, they didn't fly.
When everything was Kush, Kaya, there's no record of Kush doing that. There's no record.
Thank you. And how I knew is because I knew from another brother, Khan, Quasi Khan. He talked about this in length on his own channel and on his own, spot on his channel years ago when I came across him with this information. And when you follow these religions, you're gonna be corrupted. I don't care what anybody say that this been around for thousands. Yeah, but if you look into before people start being controlled and empires start to fall, especially with us a century ago, you see all this perversity come around. You see, Romans do what the Romans do. Oh, it's even with pedophilia. All that inclines to, even grown adult men marrying underage 12-year-old girls and taking them as wives, even as young as when they're just born. I heard an article on that. It's all Eurocentric nonsense.
Yeah. So Kai, before Egypt had a pharaoh, this is before Ramesses II. Before Ramesses the First, before Ramesses the First, but definitely for Ramesses II. The king of Kush, which is Ethiopia, Sudan, all that, he was already king. There was no pharaoh. and you didn't have none of these marrying of little girls and all that other stuff that we speak of. And when things was Nubia, stretching from the lower part of Egypt to Ethiopia, this is before the king of Cush, before Cush was created. You didn't have no record of that. And then when everything was Akubalan, this was during the just after the Ice Age. You didn't have no record of that. The oldest thing on the planet, Kai, is the Venus of Tantan. The Venus of Tantan is located near the Poseidon Towers in what's called Tangier now, but it used to be called Tingis, Africa. And that's only like 2 hours boat ride from Spain. So we've had these things, but for some reason, all these other things happen outside of Africa. Nimrod happened over in Iraq. That's outside of Africa. The Tower of Babel in Babylon, that's a real place. But it's all desert now. That's on the outside of Iraq. So even the Tigris and the Euphrates is still a river today, to this day. So it's a weird thing, but to Chaos's point, a lot of these things came after. Even the bleaching of the skin came after the French. The French had a failed war in North Africa. You had so many black people trying to powder their faces to get into these white clubs, just like the Cubans did. So that's the Chaos's point.
Yes, correct.
Thank you for breaking that down. So I had to whip out my notebook. I like when people give me something to research more.
So when you find that any black man or any black nation doing some perversity, you gotta always remember that they were infected centuries ago by foreigners. You know, even the what they call mutilation of the vagina, where they they do circumcision. Yeah, that's all Eurocentric foreigner shit. You know, a lot of people don't fake, but you see, when people say they get their education from Destruction of Black Civilization, which is a good book, but that's not, the whole entire truth, unfortunately. Because what Chance Williams tried to write is supposed to be a 3-volume set, but he lost his vision during the 80s, around before he died, like 70s, 80s. So he only had to compile as much information as possible, and he only gave you just a snippet of the history. Just a snippet.
Well, you know what? I want to address something Dr. Bombay said in the chat room. I think is important. He said the Prophet Muhammad image is not shown because he is considered holy. I'm a person who likes math. If the Pope image is shown, but he's considered holy. If Buddha image is shown, but he's considered holy. If Jesus image is shown, but he's considered holy. I can go on and on. Then why is this other person considered so special and we use holy as the reason? Holy can't be the reason because these other people are considered holy. But nevertheless, from my reading, it's because of the deformation. But maybe it could be right. Maybe it is holy. I won't, disagree. I'll just say that to Chaos's point, we've taken on a lot of anti-Black practices in Africa. And like I told some people, I did a review of one of O'Shea's shows, talking to some African people. And I said, Africans got to stop having this thing of, if we can just do trade, come on, man, trade is not going to stop your problem. You're going to build wealth, and then a more powerful monolithic organization or family is going to come and wipe you out. It's happening right now. If you got 3 million Nigerians, go ahead.
What I was going to say, what the problem with Africa is that it's not necessarily trade. Because to me, they would be in a better position if they just nationalize all their resources.
But that's what the Africans keep asking for. When they talking about bridging the gap and help and what can Africans and African Americans do, every last one of them, I done heard it probably like 13 times this month. Trade, we need trade. What is that gonna get you?
But I think trade would be a good deal. I know trade began, centuries ago, but to this day, that's what we do. we may not consider it trading, but that's what we do on a regular basis. Also, Haiti.
But the
The
problem with
the
trade,
U.S. will not.
the problem with trade is that if you don't control your own natural resources, the other developed countries are going to capitalize on that trade.
Well, speaking, whoever the people that he was speaking on, I was assuming that that's what they're considering. Things that they have control over, but needing the opportunity to trade back and forth with things.
Yes,
But they don't control anything.
in all appearances, Kai, but to D. Darrell's point, they don't really control it. Let me use America real quick. If Clinton didn't do NAFTA and give all of our jobs over to China and make all of our fruit not be local, and we now getting it from Mexico and Chile and Ecuador, that messed up trade. Yes, we still got Kai and D. Darrell growing bananas right here, but it's devalued because Mexico now, and please go look up this movie. I'll try to, when one of you guys start talking, I'll try to look it up. The avocado market in California is now dead because they get the fruit once a summer or something like that. Okay. Now you got Chile, Kai, because of NAFTA, not because of trade, because of NAFTA interference. Chile is telling their own people, you get a bottle of water every 2 weeks. You better hold on to it because this water that you see around here, we better not catch you drinking it. We got that movie on Netflix showed that families was getting kidnapped because of water, because they had to grow these avocados and sell them to Americans. So if we do give Africa trade, to D. Darrell's point, that don't mean you control it.
Right, but I guess
And that's
the
the
way I wish there was more established power in Africa. As soon as you get down to where you think you got something going on, it seems like there's another a colonist in a way, and it seems like I'm into trade.
Exactly.
Stock, and when I go to stock, right, I said, okay, you're doing U.S., but you know where your heart is. Take it to the motherland. See what you can find with Africa. I have stocks in African energy, but the more I research, because I researched everything, and you should, and especially if it has something to do with you and you're putting your hands and money on it. I looked and tracked it. Canada controls it. And I'm like, what does Canada have to do with Africa? What? I wanted it direct, but no, I have to bounce through Canada to get to Africa, and it's disgusting because you just want to at least have contact with the motherland, and something's always in the way.
How do you think some of those leaders got those mansions, Kai?
They got to sell out.
No compete contracts. Kai, I want you to look at the Congo right now. I want you to look at the Congo right now. Because the cell phone all of us are using.
Yeah.
You know what, Kai? Do you know what? Do you know why you have longer life batteries now?
No, I don't think I do.
Because
Mercury related.
Because you remember those Tarzan movies, Kai? When Tarzan was out in the thick of the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thick of the jungle was the Congo. Because you can't really get through there, right? Well, this happened maybe about 2012 to 2013. You had a bunch of people looking for gold, white men using their family money looking for gold. And they wanted to explore the Congo but couldn't get through. And these good plantation thinking Congolese guys said, well, we hunt baboon through there all the time. Give us a bag of coins, we'll show you how to get through there. So the white man was like, great. And for the first time in ever, the Congo was split in half. And they used their big gold machines to make a road through the first time ever in eons. So when that happened, of course, now everything that was sacred is up for grabs. The guys ran across a mountain of gorillas. It was supposed to be a sacred mountain. The Congolese don't even mess with it, Kai. But they dug in there looking for gold. Guess what they hit, Kai? Cobalt. A whole mountain of cobalt. And for the first time, you and I start getting lithium batteries. Lithium batteries replace the batteries we used to have in our cell phones. Now it's the extended batteries. Lithium batteries are made out of cobalt. Guess what happened? The leaders start selling out. Oh yeah, go ahead and take this part of the land, take that part of the land we wasn't using anyway. What, a bag of coins? Great. I can build a mansion and be king of the Congolese. And now go look up a video on YouTube, type in Congo children slave labor. The children are in there going in a little hole, probably as big as a rock waller, going down, pulling out chunks of cobalt. When you touch cobalt, because it's a magnesium type of rock, it messes with the blood vessels in your fingers. So the children who are working complains that they can't feel their hands, the hands are getting numb, blah, blah, blah. That's what's happening, and that's why it can't be what it needs to be. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute because we got a new person up.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Renaissance man. Renaissance man.
Hey, what's up, panel?
Yeah, what's up, man? What's on your mind?
No, I only quickly wanted to come up because I heard the African discussion going on, and we had a discussion like this similar on the Brain Trust. I only caught the last little bit of Kai and Mr. Research talking about NAFTA, but I was going to bring up that what people have to keep in mind is with technology and where things are going, you're going to see a major revolution, not just in this country of how information can be accessed, but across the world. We were talking about things like Starlink, which is basically going to allow pretty much anyone who has a cell phone to, I believe, have like 1 gig download speeds, because essentially they're now going to be able to launch multiple, like 60 satellites at once up into space versus one, as well as just the industrialization of the African continent and decentralization of things like currency and other things. Is that while traditionally that narrative has been, major neo-colonial control of African countries, there's an opportunity just through technological advancement to break some of that stranglehold, especially when you start looking at people having now access to education just on their phones, skills, things like that, and just in general a decentralization of a lot of things. That was where only thing I wanted to bring up, really.
Okay.
Word.
So my thing is, what was the nature of the discussion you had at the Brain Trust? Because I didn't know they talked about that.
Yeah. We talked about. Well, we just had a kind of an open panel in general, but we were just talking about basically decentralized platforms of, basically how even in this country with cryptocurrencies, the unbanked, Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter, actually moved. I can't remember to which African country, but essentially he wants to set up a black Twitter over there. Essentially, when you start looking at the industrialization because of technology that's going to occur, the population boom that's going on over there, all of those things are just going to drive economic growth. And once you see people moving to that area of the world, like I said with Dorsey, it just basically tips people's hands that, hey, this is the next major frontier and area of growth. And if it's with that type of growth, traditionally what held them back is they've been unindustrialized, and basically the colonial powers have been able to exploit that.
Let me ask a question, Renaissance. How do you see South Africa when the colonials came over with family money? They were supposed to do the exact same thing, but I could be wrong. I just want to know, how do you see it? Because it seems like they sent South Africa backwards and started being which is what the rise of Mandela was all about. They started. It did start being industrial, but it wasn't for the actual inhabitants ultimately. How do you view that?
Well, that's where decentralization comes in the sense of like Mike V was given the example of essentially like using AI and technology to make decisions versus actually an elected leader. Because as we know, a lot of these leaders of these countries can be very corrupt. So it kind of just goes back to things like microfinance, that if you can get money to entrepreneurs versus just giving a bunch of money to the government and whoever the cronies are there, if that money can go directly to the people, then they have essentially the power in their own hands versus them having to rely on this large entity of the government.
But who's giving the money?
Anyone. It could be you could be looking at like private institution.
Because whoever
Well, I was saying like that.
whoever gives the money has the control.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have the control, but traditionally, what I'm saying is they may say, okay, the head of this country will go and say, I want to build, a dam or something for clean energy or something like that, and he'll have to go deal with the World Bank or someone like that, and there'll be no accountability on his behalf of, hey, even though I got this money and said I was going to go build a dam or something, I'm really just going to pocket this money, and the dam is not going to be built. Or it's not going to be built to standard, all these other things. But if I can go directly to someone on the ground who says, hey, I know I want to start this business, or I want to go over there and start this business and employ people, things like that, it just makes it a lot harder for corruption if you can take it out of one centralized hand versus give it to the individual people. And then the funds are used for what they're supposed to use, and you can actually get some investment and progress.
I have another question. Tech people have a problem with putting in more morality safeguards. So I worked at a place in Emeryville that's AI. What do you believe that that tech people need to be a little bit more serious about putting morality safeguards in these AI programs, or just waiting until it goes against what you built it for and then doing it?
Oh no, there definitely needs to be part of that. Is you need more black people in general in it. You sort of saw that with, I believe it was Google. I believe she was like the chief. It was a black woman who was like the chief AI scientist, whatever. They had a big falling out of. She was basically calling out some unethical behavior as well as some racism. She initially was fired. When it all came out and got public, they ended up having to walk it back, apologize to her, give her a new role and a promotion. And I think even she was talking about some intellectual property and things along those lines. But yeah, that's where black people are needed to be involved in these processes and can't be just spectators, because you will run into discrimination. I remember someone was telling me on the Brain Trust that they're having problems with the AI, where it wouldn't recognize like black people. It would just they have a car or something, and the AI would not recognize a black person. It would just all drive through it almost.
Right.
You mean like kill the black man if he's on the road?
Yeah, because the AI.
But in his own land, so you have artificial intelligence not recognizing the person that is the majority in his own land.
Yeah, well, I mean, it goes back to who programmed it.
Exactly. So my thing is, see, it kind of goes back to what we were just talking about in regards to trade, in regards to Africa participating in global trade, global markets, when you are basically allowing others to dictate through your trade what you're doing. I mean, you can give. Let's say we use your strategy of investment, in which the money goes directly to the people. Okay, let's say the money goes from white banks, black hands. All right. What do you think is going to happen to those black people that get that money. They're going to be beholden to the people who gave them the money. So all we're doing is transferring control from the actual leaders, in which they're going to get the actual civilians who are in control of those industries or businesses to do the same thing those politicians were doing, because they're beholden to the people who are giving them the money.
Yeah, but if you're it's one thing to say, "Hey, I'm going to get a loan and actually do what I say I'm going to do with it," versus, "Hey, I'm going to go and claim I'm going to go and get this loan and do something completely different with the money that's just outright corrupt." And that's some of what you have. I'm saying if someone has a legitimate idea and they need financing and they can get favorable terms, not to mention, it doesn't even have to be a white bank to be specifically, because that's where decentralized currency comes in, where you have all sorts of people. You have Killer Mike, who's starting an online black bank. So, I mean, it really, like I said, when you talk about decentralization, even the big banks are starting to look like things of the past, old relics, when you start looking at things like crypto.
Here's my only pushback, and I've said this to quite a few people. The way credit works is the same way money works. When somebody does something wrong against the institution of credit or the institution of money itself, there is a accountable person that must be held accountable. What is your thoughts on the dangers of that? Nobody is accountable if you build this life on crypto and you just wake up one morning and I've taken it.
When you say no one's accountable, what do you mean?
That's what decentralization means. It means that nobody is accountable.
No. It means that instead of me having to go necessarily through an institution like a major bank, I just mean that you can have peer-to-peer lending, or through a smaller institution, like say, for example, how instead of if you don't want to go to a traditional bank now, you can go through GoFundMe or something like that to go and raise money, or through Kickstarter, things along those lines.
Okay, you just said the same thing I said. You just said it in a longer version. So let me try to meet us in the middle, because I always ask people this question. And again, it doesn't mean I'm right. I just want to get a college answer. If a peer-to-peer is a Napster creation, that terminology came from Napster. So peer-to-peer just simply means Chaos needs some money. He puts it out there, and the three of us, the four of us, No, I'm going to use the three of us. The three of us contribute to Chaos's loan or whatever the case may be. Okay, that's what peer-to-peer is. Hopefully nobody's in disagreement with that. If for some reason Renaissance creates a way to get it from Chaos at some point in his transaction, or even after he's got it, who does Chaos go to say, "Hey, institution, you're no longer here, so who do I go to for what Renaissance has done to my money?" Go ahead, Renaissance.
No, that is that, I mean, that's the issue you run into when you do take an institution out. Granted, I would imagine it's just gonna kind of put the responsibility on the parties in between, unless you want to set up your own, which it will. Barriers to entry will make it easier to set up. Instead of us doing it on like a one-to-one type of basis, peer-to-peer type of basis, you can set up, say, an African finance bank that can be a little bit more controlled by, say, the three of us, but have some more organized, so there is some I guess you could say a clawback or accountability. Yeah, but yes, there is a risk of someone just saying, "Hey, okay," it's the same risk if a cousin asks us for money. Right. We have
I've always had with crypto is that there is, and people celebrate the fact that there's no institution, but the reason there's an institution is right is because so many people, Kai can sit up here, find a way to do something shady, and we can't hold Kai accountable because it's all free market. That's kind of ridiculous, because if that's the case, then that says, and thank you for explaining it, Renaissance, but if that's the case with crypto, then everybody's just going to start stealing. It's not going to be no reason to have gold, no reason to have a source, anything, no reason to have money, let alone crypto, because everything will be back to the old Wild Wild West. Whoever has the fastest gun or the fastest keyboard, or whoever has the biggest bullets, software.
That's a valid point. It just opens it up as a possibility. Like I said, you've got to have some sort of vetting process. I'll admit I'm not as sharp as on crypto as other people. I know kind of the basics of it, of how it works. But yes, that is the risk that you are going to run into, and what you're going to have to try to sort of mitigate. Because like I said, to me it's still very powerful that you at least take you give people other institutions and avenues to work through. Because like I said, the institutions that they're using now have become very abusive. Which you can say is kind of a reflection of banking in itself. Now, if you can take banking down to the very basic of models of where it's not about fees and charging people a bunch of money, and it's literally about, hey, making, a decent return, but at the end of the day, really about taking money from people who have excess funds and giving it to people who are in need of funds, and not trying to do all these other things, then that would help as well too.
Okay, I mean, I understand that. I mean, Africa is so the politics and these countries are so screwed up.
It's already happened. It's already happening in some of these places. I mean, if you look at someone like Paul Kagame, what he's been able to do in Rwanda. I didn't know this till a few months back, but Kenya is already 80% clean energy. So there's a lot of technological advancement that's already taking off, and you see a lot of it with even Africans that come here and study and go back home. My whole point with the whole internet and things like that, you're really looking at where there's no need to really come to the U.S. If you have it where you can, pretty much have the infrastructure of high-speed internet for pretty much anywhere in the world, because now you can have all these satellites up there. I mean, you have virtual learning from everywhere. So you kind of bring what they really need is school and development to the people, versus it being, the most select and elite to come over here and study and then go back. So the free flow of information is kind of what I'm getting at. It's going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but I think it's going to be a lot more difficult to put a stranglehold on the development like it has been in the past, and control people through one or a group of corrupt leaders.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, you see, one for like Black Brain Trust, and I'm probably gonna have Lionel on one of my shows, maybe January or February, because I noticed when he uploaded 24/7 cryptocurrency, streams, and he did like a lot of videos, that YouTube took it down, because obviously once you have something running for more than a couple hours, you run it for like a week, days upon days, you're gonna have people start catch on and watch what's running for a long time, like a long live stream. And like I think Complex said, and I think Lion said that they had like 5,000 people watching one stream that was running 24 hours a day on crypto, and it just went back down. So obviously, you keep something up like that, people gonna start take notice, and obviously, probably something that people should not be knowing about cryptocurrency they had to take the whole channel down. But that's the nature of the beast, So I kind of like what he was doing. I wish he did another one, because that's very neat now. Because as you know, cryptocurrency with Bitcoin continues to climb up. I won't be surprised by the end of 2021, it's up to almost 50K or like 80.
Yeah, it's around like 20 right now, right?
It's right now touching 30. Let me check my phone.
Because it went crazy. Like, wasn't it around 10 earlier this year?
It was actually down. It was down this year up to middle of the summer. Actually, around the fall, it started to jump. As the summer ended, it really started to tick its uptick. And I think the reason why that because of the COVID.
Yeah.
And a lot of people not trusting the banks. Right now, Bitcoin right now is at 29K.
Oh wow.
So it makes me wonder if anybody can invest in Bitcoin like $100 or something, or you can't invest enough now to get.
Or it's not. You can do other currencies too, like Litecoin.
Yeah, but right now it's like you had to bank your butt of something's going to jump on another coin, like Ethereum, right, to be the next Bitcoin. I can throw money in some of this stuff, but like man, I like to do like the small things and then hope it happens. But like I said, Bitcoin was a missed opportunity. A lot of people that didn't catch on it. 10 years ago now. I've been hearing about it since 2011, and usually it was created by unknown Japanese.
Yeah,
man.
I think didn't they figure out who it was?
Yeah, who?
Didn't they figure out who they think it is?
You know, I have not checked. I gotta do some Google, see if anybody knew who he is. But regardless who he is, it was created for a purpose. Renaissance man, it was created because now we're shifting from the physical currency into a more digital currency.
Yeah,
the opportunity when the first economic, I don't know if it's crashed, but when economic crisis in America, or I don't know if it affected the globe back in 2008. If everywhere else was affected, then obviously this was something that was created years in advance. You get me?
Yeah.
Because Bitcoin just came around the first year of 2009. Something like that had been created years ago. So it's like somebody develop it and wait for the right opportunity to draw it out. Things run in phases, as you could tell. Nothing runs by coincidence. This is all by design.
Well, Dr. Bombay, he says Bitcoin is accelerating because of excitement of the masses and those who FOMO. I think there's some of that, which is just speculation, essentially. They think some of that is happening, like Robinhood ran up the stock market because a bunch of people opened Robinhood accounts and really didn't know what they were doing, and that's why some of these stocks are kind of overvalued. A lot of people would argue, but you just have to you have to do your research. More than anything, you just have to do your research and make sure you have.
I have Robinhood. I used it one time. I gotta get back using it again. But I see people open it because they don't want to pay no fees from.
Yeah, you don't have to. TD Ameritrade I use. They got rid of their fees.
Yeah, that's one of the best.
Well, they got rid of fees.
Yeah. There's no fees for trading. I think Robinhood probably pressured them to.
I had a TD Ameritrade and they charged me a year ago, back in 2009. Unless they change it now.
I don't know what. No, I don't know.
I opened one in 2019, I believe. Yes, I opened a TD America account. I did trade some little less, I think penny stock.
Yeah,
and there was something on it, but
it was like $9.99 to trade. It used to be.
Yeah, I think the why
it's free now.
You know why? Because they had to compete with Robinhood now.
Yeah,
See, you gotta understand. People gotta understand they follow the market, and no one is starting to unsubscribe your account and go to them because they don't want to pay no fees. They're going to keep up because they can't. Come here, TD Ameritrade been around for a long time. They can't afford right now at this point when people now start invest to lose that money, lose those accounts, those brokers. No,
it's definitely free because I bought some during the downturn around during this summer, and I thought it was going to be a fee as well too because I opened mine back in I believe 16, and bought some stock then, and that's when I realized that they had gone to zero as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start investing that again because
all right, guys, I gotta wrap it up, man. It's getting about time. Any last words from anybody before I wrap up?
All right.
Thank you,
Go
Deidre.
ahead, Chaos.
Wait, before you go, Kate, drop your email and I will leave. Sympathy has somebody. She dropped down. Let me drop my channel, Kate, so you could subscribe. And if any communications, you know where to find. Let me pull up now. While I'm on here.
I was gonna ask D Darrell. You may have covered this earlier, but any big plans for you in 2021?
Yes. For me, for the most part, I'm going to be trying to promote this channel. This is not D Darrell. I'm actually going to change the channel name because too many people think it's a troll account. So there's a few things I'm going to do. D Darrell the Rebirth. I'm going to only use that for streaming. I'm not going to. YouTube has because that channel was linked to the D Darrell channel, and they've not allowed me to do things. So I'm going to be live streaming with both channels at the same time because the D Darrell the Rebirth pretty much has over 1,000 subscribers. But I'm going to try to build up. This is not D Darrell. I'm going to rebrand it, and I'm going to focus a lot on just things that's going around. I'm going to get back into more of the political stuff, the
health,
or things going on in the community, topics like we're talking about now, and I'm going to get away from some of the manosphere stuff, definitely, as much as I can, and kind of go from there. So you'll be seeing me doing a lot more uploads and things like this from this channel. So you're going to see a shift in the topics. It's going to be more about relationships, business related stuff. I'm actually creating an African diaspora type. It's called D Darrell Commentary TV, and I will highlight my African ancestry that I was able to trace to Burkina Faso, and we're going to be talking about some of the stuff. I'm gonna focus a lot on Burkina Faso, but I'm also going to focus just on things going on throughout the diaspora and Africa itself. So I'll probably be doing 2 or 3 videos a week from that channel, but most of my content will be coming from this channel, D Darrell. This is not D Darrell, where I'll be doing a lot of relationship stuff, counseling, psychology related stuff, and politics and business, pretty much for the most part.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be doing, and then again, I'll be doing uploads throughout the week, and the live streams will be on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the most.
Okay. And I put my name on my channel.
All right, guys.
So I put the email in the private chat.
Check your email if it went through. If not, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you didn't get one. I might know when they come through. But Deidre, end the show.
All right. Thanks, D Darrell. I'll catch you later.
All right, guys.